All right, we should be up now. All right, welcome everybody. This month's Moby Bear Fightcast, Friday the 13th of October, and boy, it's been a 13th of October Friday. All right. I am MFC Stuckey, and live via satellite, I have Ace Combat. Ace, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. All
What's
right.
up?
Cool. So, uh, what you been up to in the last month? Hadn't talked to you in like a month.
Um, the usual school stuff.
Yeah, and with me, the usual like work stuff. Like I was telling you earlier, you know, 60, 70 hour work weeks and quarterly estimated taxes and payroll and all that crap that nobody wants to hear about. Trust me, I don't want to hear about it. I'm tired of it. So,
And they
um,
put you on a rough spot for throughout the week.
yeah, it's been interesting, but you know, what are you gonna do? You get moved up at work, and that's what happens. So, uh, let's see. This month we're gonna talk about Little Injustice and Dragon Ball Fighter stuff, but the meat of it's gonna be MVCI and Street Fighter Five.
Yep.
Uh,
There's a lot of stuff in. Well, not a lot, but I guess like some actual news that came up that's actually good to talk about.
yeah,
So,
oh yeah, it's definitely stuff to talk about. So let's take a look at events first, as we usually do. I couldn't find a whole lot. Hidden Power, the Smash stuff going on over at Gamers and Geeks. Next Saturday, October 21st, as usual. Smash 4, stuff like that. I went to go look to see if SMS was doing anything, and I saw they had SMS at Jack 6 for the end of the month, October 28th, but it was canceled.
really?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, and I couldn't really find any other events in the next month. So it's pretty much all we got there. We still got all the ongoing weekly stuff. Down in Alchemy, the guys with the Nerdery League are still doing their stuff. I think they just did Smash this past week on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Um, O'Reilly's Downtown Throwdown, the new weekly over in Pensacola at O'Reilly's Pub. And by doing it on Monday nights, they've almost guaranteed I will never make it out there. I don't. I
Mm-hmm.
do you know if the SMS weeklies are still going on?
I mean, it was talked about. Well, last time I heard there was talked about was like this week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was when they mentioned it was going to be canceled, I believe.
Hmm. So I wonder what's going
Right.
on with that.
Yeah. This. Yeah. The Josie player, Atone, he said it wasn't going to be happening this week.
Hmm.
So I mean, as far as that, I mean, I know. There's going to be an event coming up like around November,
Mm-hmm.
like for in Louisiana, and but it's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be in November 18th,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called a Golden Grudge, and this will be held in the Metairie, Louisiana. And what this event basically is is as the title says, grudge. It's supposed to be a grudge type style event where you find people that you want to like, have like a little. I guess if someone has beef with someone, or if you just want to like call out someone for games, or
Oh, that's
just
cool.
want to make a little session to go on, like that. Like I guess maybe for some they could put like a money match or something, or indirect friendly matches for the non-troubled people. But yeah, it's just there just for like basically for grudge matches of types. So for Street Fighter Five, for Marvel, for Injustice 2, for Tekken 7, for KOF, for Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, and Smash Melee.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and the event starts on. Let's see. Doors open at 2 p.m. and well, it doesn't really say end, but I guess the last thing that shows up on the timer is 10 p.m. Melee Wario bracket. So, well, it's weird to say Melee bracket. So, I guess they may have a little tournament, but as far as from what I remember from the Grudge of Louisiana events, wait, hold on. So, okay, so they usually have an event called Grudge of Louisiana that's kind of like yearly,
Uh-huh.
or and that's basically what it's supposed to be. But this looks like a prep up for the Grudge of Louisiana. So I don't know what this is supposed to be for. I may have to talk to Rick about this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it looks about the same style. I mean, all matches on stream must be of a total of $10 or higher value, so it is like a 1v1
Mm-hmm.
status of like just like live live grudge matches. So that's the only event I can find on my events list.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get more info on that, and if the 18th hadn't happened, then we'll talk about it next
Yeah.
month. And that's on the 18th, you say? 18th
Yep.
of November.
November 18th, so it's quite some time.
Yeah, so we got some time before that happens. All right, so been playing anything yourself recently?
I just got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite last Monday or Sunday. I think it was about like it must have been 6 days ago. I think I got the game, so it's all right. I was going to ask you about how that went, but from what I played, it felt fun. It is visually a problem to play it, so I do have that issue. But I actually do like the gameplay feel of it. Like, I guess I do remember how like the older MVC games were more 4-button layout. I think the MVC 1 has 6-button layout.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess it'd be more like MVC 2 then, because that was 4 buttons.
It's probably more similar as far as button layouts. And again, I want to point out how much everybody thought MVC2 was going to suck because it was only 4 buttons. It was the first one that wasn't 6.
Yeah.
And I was in that boat too. I was agreeing with everybody. Oh, this game's going to be horrible. It's dumbed down. It's stupid. I got to hit light twice to get a medium punch. Well, how am I going to do aerial combo starters and stuff? And well, you hit down forward and something. Oh, that's just dumb. But it worked out. So that's why I wasn't so keen to jump on this one when they changed the buttons around again, because then when MVC3 came out, of course, it was only 3 buttons. 3 buttons and another action button. So I was like, oh my God, this is blasphemy. But yeah,
they brought it back up the buttons. I guess one more, and they kind of make it now a down heavy punch would be the launcher and all that.
Yeah,
I mean that's just like basic stuff that was revealed like upon launch, and the demo gave out for instructions of playing.
Yeah,
the way I'm playing, it definitely doesn't feel like proper, I'd say, because like when I played my brother for a little bit of it, like he kind of liked it because it felt like there was like more use of the buttons, like how you approach the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess like you have a like you can use a button for like you can use certain like couple button uses for certain situations from where the opponent's at, and I kind of felt that way too. But like I could tell like I'm just not. For one, I never really spent much of the time in training at all, so I don't really know how to convert properly, and all the crazy nuances with like the tagging system. The most I can do was like when Dante and Dorm, I was just doing like Killer and to call Dante to like teleport like cross up shenanigans. But after that, I wouldn't really know much of the conversions because I never really touched training room at all until I heard Spider-Man Infinite. That's when I went to go right into the training room to get used to that. Yeah, but that was quite fun. And just curious, have you messed around with the Spider-Man Infinite?
Honestly, I've probably played this game maybe 5 times since it came out. Between because it came out the week that we were getting ready for Red September. Which, by the way, where were you at Red September?
Uh, or
How dare you not be there to defend your state?
being on holds for something that uh, had a high percentage of one of my classes that was due Monday,
Uh huh.
and even then, I still don't think I was that good at the results of it. I
Oh
know
well,
if I
see.
would have, I know if I would have went, it would be a lot worse.
Whatever.
Because
But
don't worry, it was just school stuff. Don't worry about it.
yeah.
But
But yeah. Anyway. But yeah. So the week the game came out, I spent what few hours I had playing through the story mode 3 times to open up all the stages, and then playing. Then me and my brother were playing it all the way up to that morning, trying to unlock the colors for every character
yeah,
on it. So
isn't it just arcade mode? Like
yeah, yeah, that's pretty much the fastest way to do it. So we just basically just put the damage all the way as high as it can go and make it as easy as you can go. But it doesn't save
yeah,
the freaking setting. So every time you have to remember to change all that stuff back. But either way, so like I said, we did that all the way up to that morning of the event as we were packing everything up and taking it downstairs. And then
wow,
since then, like I said, I've been working crazy hours at work and then for my side job and everything. It's just been taking up all of my time. So like I said, I've probably played it 3 or 4 times, or 4 to 5 times at this point, and I haven't really had any time to really dive into it like I want. What little of it I have played, I have enjoyed though. I found it to be fun, but I'm having a really hard time adjusting to like, particularly like I played a little Hulk, and he's okay to kind of play around with because I played all the older games, and to me, he plays a lot like he did in Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter now. Having punches and
really?
having punch and kick buttons back again.
Yeah,
Thor is completely confusing to me right now. It's like I'm trying to learn to walk again whenever I try to use him because he didn't have a kick in the last game.
right.
He just had 3 attack buttons. So now I'm trying to figure out which of his special moves are on the kicks and which ones are on the punches and how they're
What are the
changed
starting
and
normals too?
oh, I gotta, yeah. So yeah, I was like lost. I was like, oh yeah, Thor looks really good. Oh my God, I cannot play with him at all anymore. So I'm
Yeah.
having to completely relearn him.
Yeah, I
Um,
felt that way with Dormammu too, and even like everyone I tried, like Zero, Dormammu,
hmm
Dante's the only one that I kind of like was okay to approach, but that's only because I never really messed with Dante and MVC3 much. So I guess that's fortunate. So I don't get to like have like a muscle memory from previous games onto this game being so different.
right.
But the way Dante feels now, from when I try to do like mission mode stuff for everybody MVC3, the little time I had with Dante, he feels easier than he did in MVC3. So at least he feels more approachable. Before I just had a hard time like trying to grasp all the things he could do. Well, that and it just didn't feel like the reward was as high
hmm
as I would think like with Virgil or something. So it's like I didn't really want to use him. But yeah, with Dormammu, it's like yeah, I'm mixed up on a lot of times, primarily with like what were his like good jumping or dancing style normals from the air. when you're doing like triad-ass presser
Mm-hmm.
and like starting B&Bs, because I always had this habit. It was always like a jump, like a light punch he would do, but it turned out like that his main like crouch A from MVC3 was like crouching light kick. So
Yeah.
I messed that up like almost 90% of the time I was playing against my brother, and
Yeah,
the only
because
time
you're
I actually did play the game, and like I just realized it was a crouching light kick,
yeah, so
and
you're still wanting to hit like square or whatever, and
yeah,
now it's
exactly.
X. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to just make the guess that crouching light kick I'm guessing is like the starter string for most characters, I guess. But I guess there's probably like some exceptions, like probably like I could probably see like Dante probably like use like his stand A or crouch A instead.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna guess most characters may have a preference for crouching light kick. I guess. I mean, I would have to mess around with the other characters, but yeah, it's different.
Yeah, I would assume that would be the go-to starter now, and still getting used to using that. Like I completely forget I have a Infinity Stone to use um,
Oh yeah, you mean
completely.
the meterless version?
Yeah.
Because there's Infinity Stone and Soulstorm or something like. No, not
Well,
Soulstorm.
there's the
Infinite Storm.
Infinity Surge and Infinity Storm. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I always forget about the Surge. I'll play around with it a little bit, and I'm just playing it like like a normal fighting game. And it's like I'll have somebody use a stone against me. I had the computer use a stone against me. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I have this thing. Let's see what can I do with it. What button is it again?
yeah.
So, like I said, I haven't had time to really get into it. I'm going to at some point though. Um, I've been what little free time I have been playing. I've been playing Metroid. Return of Samus. Oh my God! If anybody's a Metroid fan out there, that game is amazing.
When did it came out?
It came out the week of Red September. Actually, came out that Friday. So
Oh,
that's
were you upset by that? Like you
no.
had to
I
go
actually
right to
brought it
the.
with me, but I didn't have time to play it while we were up there because we got to Hattiesburg Friday night, stayed there. Like I said, we once we got everything up to the hotel room, uh, we're playing MVCI, trying to unlock everything, make sure everything was open for that. And then, of course, Red September Day, we were just busy from pretty much 8 a.m. all the way through. I think we finally got back to the room around midnight. Then we woke up the next morning and drove back, and then I had work and stuff to do when I got home. But yeah, so I didn't even get a chance to play it while I was up there. I took it with me, but I didn't get a chance to play it while I was up there. I started playing it probably that next week, and what little free time I did have, I was usually had that it's handheld, so I can just play it wherever. And I'm a pretty big fan of that series, and that game just finally got to scratch the itch I've been having for a new Metroid game forever. Plus, it's a remake of Metroid 2, and that's the only Metroid game, the only one I have never played. So that was great. Um, I finished it yesterday, last night before I went to bed. I sure did. So,
Um,
so that should give me a little more time to. Actually, that'll give me a little more time to get into Gundam. Now that's a game that I really want to play, and I hadn't had a whole lot of time to play it. I've jumped to it a couple of times. Gundam Versus.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I know you and Kenny and others probably gonna like really like the game so far.
Yeah, I need to get with Kenny on that. It's like, hey man, come on, it's time to go. Yeah, it's time to get online with that with him. I'm sure he has it. I'm almost positive he has it. I'll check PSN whenever I get around to playing it. But anyway,
Did you try to get it going for Red September?
no, not really, because the U.S. version wasn't out yet. It didn't come out till the week after.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
So I know one guy had it. When we did cross the state lines, what's his name brought it, but he had the Japanese version. He just assumed I had the Japanese version, but I didn't bother with the Japanese version because I knew I wouldn't have time to play it, and I would just wait for the U.S. version of it anyway.
Oh,
And I could talk about my thoughts on that game for like an hour, so let's get off of that. As you might know, and some other folks may know out there, I'm a big Gundam fan, and I got a lot of stuff to say about that game. What little of it I've played. So let's get back on MVCI at this point. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I was gonna ask you. I need to find who would be the Ryu for that game if I ever do get the hold of that game.
Gundam.
Yeah.
Probably the original Gundam. That's what I've basically been playing all the single player modes just with the original Gundam. I do like the Zeta Gundam 2, but I've just been sticking with the old RX and just been running through modes with that. I hadn't played it online yet. I haven't braved that yet. So
Okay.
um,
Interesting.
but maybe tomorrow if I don't have any more work to do. So, but like I say, if you get me started, we gonna be here to 10 talking about it. So,
Maybe it could be after a stream or something. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Um, but yeah, back to MVCI. Like I said, I hadn't had as much time as I wanted to play it, and I'll start getting back. I'll start getting into it in the coming week or so, and really jump into it and just go
need
ahead.
to jump in on the Spider-Man strats. The new tier list that's been going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, so there's a patch coming out next Monday for the PS4 and PC that's going to fix his Infinite.
Yep, and he will no longer be Arachnophobia tier at that point.
Yeah. So there's going to be that, and just some other minor things. I read the patch notes actually today before I left work, and I couldn't tell. I saw there was a bunch of Captain America stuff in there, but I couldn't tell if one of those was going to fix his float glitch.
Yeah,
which I
was
actually
looking at
got
it too, and
the one time.
I didn't see it.
Oh, I've it happened to us a couple of times up in
Really?
Hattiesburg when I was playing with him. It's something when you jump and you throw the shield slash, and something else has to be happening or something, and then sure enough, you just slowly float down to the ground. It's hilarious. And so
you can't block in the air too, right?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can still do all of his actions and stuff while he's just going slow. He just slowly goes down to the ground like he's in low G or something. So
okay.
So that's all that is.
Okay. Well, I'm looking back at it, and it looks like it might, because they didn't really say if that was that problem was fixed. They just said that properties of jumping without the shield will match those with the shield.
Yeah, see, I think it was the whole thing, because I know it always happened whenever I was throwing his shield in the air, and he was stuck in that as long as the shield was out.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's what that should fix. But I mean, it's a pretty glaring glitch to be in a game that folks are competing in, out the butt. It's hard to imagine somebody didn't catch that before, but I guess it's just one of those things that happens all the time. Bugs get through, but at least there's a patch for it pretty quick. So
yeah, it's not like the older days where we had to wait a half a year or a year just to get something or more.
Or the old days when a game was broken, you were just stuck with it.
Yeah, that happened too.
The old arcade days, SNES days, the Dreamcast days, PS1 days, N64 days. Yeah, game had a really bad glitch. Deal with it.
Yep. If it wasn't a console by the time, yeah.
Yep.
It was like the earliest form of fixing stuff I remember was Mortal Kombat 3 to Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I mean, there was revisions too at MK1 to MK2 as well, but not considering that, that's probably the earliest I could find for a fighting game. Oh, well, there's Street Fighter 2, basic revision changes, but I don't think they'd really well, I gotta remember the Gal handcuff thing. Maybe that was, I guess you could consider that one as official, but that's not something you can do in consoles. So I guess that's kind of like an arcade revision. After some time, it just fixed itself. But I don't think I've seen something that was on the console that was absolute outside Marvel series games, or maybe something like Kuma's Tatsu and X-Men vs Street Fighter. Like I didn't see anything that like game breaking.
Right.
I think, but yeah, there were some things that were like really strong. But yeah, well, that's a good thing, I guess. Now with patches, I guess. But then some people, I guess the worrying is if it'll change the game too much quickly. But this patch doesn't look like that at all. It's just fixing bugs. I guess the only thing that looks like a nerf, which is supposedly a bug fix, was I guess the Spider-Man Infinite and like the Dormammu change. I think that I wasn't aware how people did the special move with Dormammu into not getting the charge ready, but it would be useful for combos. But it turns out that's a bug, and that's being nerfed. So that sucks, I guess.
Yeah, don't fix the stuff you want to use, right?
Yeah, well, I think some people will not use the charge just for combo extensions. I think because there was like a dark hole loop going around that you can do like a one. You can do a ground dark hole, then float into another dark hole, and then repeat it like 3 or 4 times and combo after it.
Oh.
But there probably were better stuff than that. But I mean, that was just some of the things I saw that some people would do. But yeah, how much did you get to look over outside of that with the whole Captain America part? Because you said you couldn't really figure if they fixed the movement part or not. But it looks like it did. But have you looked at the other changes?
I did, but it was hours ago. If I can see if I can bring it up now. Should really prepare for this show, huh? I don't think folks realize there's not really much prep. It's usually me getting home, you getting over here like right after, and then we sit down and start. So
Yeah, we just come up with stuff on the fly.
Yeah,
that's how best preparations come by. We cram.
Yep. Yep. All right. Let's see. Yeah, the general stuff.
Yeah, this is just Spider-Man Infinite. I mean, Frank West apparently had it too.
Yeah, apparently I didn't know about that one. I saw that.
Yeah, but I think the word was like it wasn't really that viable. So it's like it just wasn't something people used.
Yeah, and I'm sure the fix that they have. So pretty much what happens is you've seen the whole thing where if you hit somebody with a light punch 20 times, they'll do the little
Oh yeah, the hits
flip out
deterioration glitch. Yeah.
Well, there's the built-in thing where they try to stop infinites by not allowing you to hit more than 20 light punches in one combo.
Mm-hmm.
The character will just spin out of it,
yeah.
and he can't be hit until after he recovers off the ground on that. It looks like they basically did that with the grab projectiles. You can't. What did they say? You can't hit it more than three times.
Yeah.
So now it looks like if you try to do the Spider-Man or the Frank West glitch, he'll just spin out of it after the third time. You hit him with the web ball. So.
Mm-hmm.
So that's useful.
Yeah. Did this fix the? No, I don't think this fixed the hits on deterioration glitch going around too, right?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering about that. Now, I'm not quite clear on what exactly the hit deterioration glitch does. So basically, if you hit somebody with I know it has something to do with like if you hit somebody with like a special move or a super move that holds them in place or something like that.
Yeah, it's just certain requirements that has to be filled. There's like 2 more. Then I think the last remaining part has to require a super.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if I can actually pull it up. But it reminds me a lot of, for some reason, like the SMP loops and the older, like in some anime games that you have. Like I know Naruto and Persona 4 Arena had that, and Vanilla. So you used to be able to have like, would require a certain amount of hits that had to be inflicted on the opponent, and they all had to be like different moves to counter over to that like quantity number, which they would call the SMP. And once it's covered, uh, you can follow up with like some loopable thing for a certain amount of time, and that's supposedly has like a juggle deterioration involved, so you can loop over like a certain move over and over.
Right.
But this is different in this case. It looks like you just restart your own combo again, basically. So that what SMP loops are just like a one move thing you can do after you reach that certain move quantity number, and you can just repeat that one move over and over, and it would just have a hard time like trying to have the opponent recover from that loop. But it's possible, but it's some of the time it's a complete infinite. But yeah, this one it looks like it if done right. I'm just not sure how. It looks like it's a three framer because they said there's like a 3-frame window where when they air recover you can hit them out of it. So I mean that sounds like an infinite, right?
Sounds
I
like
think
it.
I think it is. Well, but I don't know. It's not really called an infinite. It's just like I'm guessing it's not foolproof on like the combo you can get it to loop over and over. It's just
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I found the link. I can forward it to you. Oh, and the URL in it tells you how to do it. So basically, you have to put an enemy into a knockdown state of some sort. I would say detail what kind of knockdown state. Then you OTG the opponent afterwards, and then afterwards you have to hit the opponent with a lockdown. Like okay, so like the super. That's probably like the basic way to say a lockdown moves is whatever it's like a full blown beam like projectile super or something that charges quickly and stays there for a while. So like Dormo moves chaotic flame super or I'm assuming Ultron. Yeah, Ultron has it too. So you have the beam super going on. Then once it reaches a certain amount of damage, you could then move. You could then hit them as the move ends. So in this description, it said 3-frame window.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not certain, but so apparently there's like a window you can hit them out from recovery, and then you can continue the combo.
And that's when you no longer have the hit stun deterioration.
Well, it just it acts up on it, so where you can continue, you could just continue upon the combo, so where the deterioration doesn't have an effect. But
Yeah.
it says it doesn't reset, but I'm guessing it just like
It
goes
just
to do a different value. Oh, I think I know what it may be. Maybe, I think it may be how the numbers are set up to work. Maybe because have you noticed like when you do it like an infinite with the Spider-Man thing, like it goes from a value of like 30,000 or something like that. I don't know if it was like in terms of damage or something, but or maybe it's like yeah, I think maybe it's 30,000. I can't remember, but anyways, we'll just say it's a made up number. When it reaches that threshold of a value,
mm-hmm.
the highest point, it'll then start to go to negative numbers and go down. So I wonder if maybe like the secondary deterioration try to in whatever like infinite prevention system they have, maybe kind of goes over that limit and probably goes to a negative value. Maybe I don't know if it's like maybe that too specific that might what's causing that, but
I don't know. Maybe if it requires like a beam super or something like that, that might have just been a thing that they added to those to make sure that somebody didn't, fall out of a beam super move.
I mean, to me, it feels like the lockdown beam super is like something that would add into that hit stun value,
Right.
but because it's designed to not cause a flip out,
Right.
I think that's when it goes over that certain threshold value, and maybe it goes to a negative number, and maybe it might affect
and then when
hit
you
stun.
when you when you kind of tag on to the end of it, and the game still basically considers it part of the same string,
Yeah,
and
that's interesting. Yeah.
keeps you in that state. I bet you something like that, because they probably had issues where if somebody did like a really long combo and then a beam super, and then if the combo was really long before the super came out, whatever system they had in there, the character might fall out of the super. So they probably put that in there with those particular supers to make sure that didn't happen. And then of
Mhm.
course dorks like you trying everything out. It's like, hey, look,
We got this little infinite going
yeah,
around, even though it's not really infinite. It just works like it.
I jumped on the back of this bus and rode it for free, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. So I bet
This
you
looks like it
anything that's
looks
what
like it may
happened.
be hard though. Maybe I'm not sure though,
Uh,
because I'm just wondering what's the chances of them missing the tree frame window and how consistent it is. Because it's just a video that someone posted, but it's not like someone showing them doing it consistently.
right.
So I don't know. I don't know how consistent it is because I don't know. Never tried it. Never saw anyone did it in a live match or anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but what I would want to do is I would like to open a cheat engine or something like that and just see how the values work for their hit stun information. I don't know how it would work, but I'm gonna guess it has to run by numbers after so many hits, and it probably resets once it's all done. But I would like to see what happens once it reaches that threshold where it should cause the opponent to flip out. And when you use a beam super, how would it affect it? Because I'm gonna guess it's like the damage value. When you go so high too much, like with the Spider-Man Infinite, it'll show you that it can get over. It will then turn to negative numbers after that. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it or not.
probably.
So that sounds like a coding problem there. But oh well, that's
Now,
not something I can't really verify.
I
But
wonder if that's something they're even going to try to fix. Like if it's something that they can fix, or will they even try it? Because of course some folks are saying, no, you should leave it in there. This is the one game that needs to be a little broke.
I mean, they were saying that with the Spider-Man Infinite.
Yeah,
So
well, that I don't know.
and that felt really easy for me. It took me like 10 minutes, and I was able to get it.
Yeah. Um, and the game isn't even a month old yet. There's still plenty of time for folks to find all kinds of crazy crap, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But I mean, it might be like what's his name, Bionic Arm guy. You know,
Spencer.
yeah, his whole thing in MVC3. When everybody found out you can just recapture somebody, so many times, and that was something that they really couldn't fix, because if they fixed it, it wouldn't, his move wouldn't work anymore.
Mm.
But everybody found a way to exploit it, and I can grab you 17 times out of a combo now. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But that's the game, and so we'll see what it
Yeah.
turns into. Like I say, we're only a month in right now. We got at least another year of this. As folks
Yeah.
finds more and more things and everything.
Yeah, it would be good to have like a notable more Marvel follower. I guess Dearest can come around because yeah, right now I mean I can't really say much about like in terms of like what's progressing really well. I mean I only made the assumption that like Dante and Dormammu feels really good right now.
Yeah,
Like even at them as a pairing, they feel really good.
they seem to be the go-to team for most folks right now.
Yeah, how was like the player picking like in Rest September?
Um, God, to be honest, I can't remember. I don't remember seeing a lot of Dormammu's. I remember being surprised by that.
Really? Because
Uh,
yeah, he's like the one person I felt like he feels like a lot stronger than his MVC3 form.
yeah. There was quite a few Dantes, Zeros, and I remember there was one guy that really was good with Nova. I mean, he was laying waste with that character.
Oh
damage
wow.
output on Nova is like crazy if you know what you're doing. Pretty much like the last game. It looks like you need a little more work to get his damage, but I mean his damage from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is definitely still there.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the characters I remember seeing most at Red September. And I don't remember seeing a lot of Dormammu's at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, zeros I could probably see a lot of. I think the South in general has a lot of zeros. I think.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I thought that to myself the other day. Yeah, I can't wait till CEO next year or whatever, when all
Mm.
the Florida Zeros will come out to play.
Yeah.
Mid screen lightning loops. You know they're
Yep.
all working on it right now. Every last one of them.
Yep.
Oh God, it's gonna be all over the place. Oh.
Yeah. The weird thing now is like some people are like not ranking him high.
Hmm.
Like I don't know if it was F Champ or someone else giving tier tots. But I mean, this is even in the forums. Like I'm just not seeing a lot of like. I'm not seeing many people put zero in like the top 5 or even top 10.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of
Well,
folks using them,
yeah,
but I mean, again, the game's been out a month. Everybody's going for who they can win with right now. Then over time, you know, you'll find stuff because folks, there was characters in MVC3 that nobody used for years,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden that one guy found that one thing that was really good. Then all of a sudden everybody starts using that character. So
yeah. Like Morgan,
Morgan,
Zero kind of was
exactly.
like that too. Like later on,
Yeah,
because I like it was just something that like people had to work on how to convert it.
right.
I guess that's probably the same way with Zero now. Is probably just gotta find what are his conversions to get what to make his strong tools, consistent.
Right.
They're probably just working on that at the moment. But right now, it's like as far as like easy pickup, go to like get some reward early on. Yeah, like Dante fits it, Dormammu fits it.
Yep.
Um, I would think Hager probably fits it too, maybe.
Yeah, he's pretty much the same.
But the thing is, like, I just feel like Lariat into Tag is going to be really good
Maybe.
because it's like a reversal, but it's like you can tag and get like a crouching mix up, or if they block it, you pretty much could get your own type of mix up if you have a Tridass character or something like that.
Right. I still feel like he's pretty weak on his own, though.
Yeah, on his own, yeah, that's probably gonna be his hardest part of him.
Yeah. But we'll see what KBR and them do with him, and all of a sudden, we'll be like, "Oh my God, he's too strong."
Were there any Ryu players at all?
I don't remember. I didn't see any.
Because man, there's been like random talks of some people having like high hopes for him because they thinking like he's doing a lot more damage now than before, and his Tatsu is safe, and the DP tag, like kind of like Hager. I think him and Hager are like one of the only few characters that has something similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. He feels kind of linear, like in almost all Marvel games, I think.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see how he was going to do, but I don't know. I don't think he'd probably get through too much. But that's expected. Well,
Yeah. We'll see where the game goes from here. I guess we'll see. Wait, is Southeast Asia set this weekend? It is. It is this weekend.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's where they do. Aren't they doing the Marvel Infinite Gem tournament there?
Yes. Yeah. That's the next Battlefront Stone is going to be there, and I think this one's what the time stone for this one or something like that.
Yeah.
So I hadn't really been keeping. I missed the second one. I think the finals of the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It's been It's an interesting idea. I'm wondering what each stone is going to do. Like, what is it? The reality stone is the one that was the one that you can change your place in the bracket,
Yeah, I think I mm, um I guess
something like that.
I remember Soulstone was what like kind of like gets your takes your loss
Yeah, it
of
takes a
one
loss
round
away
taken
or
off.
something like that. Yeah, it's like
So it's
that.
pretty much would be like a 4 out of. I mean, you would have to win 3 games while the other person would have to win 4 games.
Yeah, yeah. The space stone allows you to stone bearer to swap their position in the bracket and face a different opponent. The position must be in an equal place in the tournament.
Yeah, yeah. Space Stone
That's
makes sense. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
yeah. So that's pretty crazy. And then the soul stone allows the stone bearer to erase one of their losses in a 3 out of 5 set.
Yep. Sounds
Wow.
interesting.
Now,
That'd be
one
fun to do for an event here.
yeah, I guess. But one thing I was wondering, it's like, do you have to use it at a certain time? What if the guy that holds the soul stone waits until like the very end to use it? I mean, I guess he can. I guess it's kind of a gamble. It's like, do I use it now or do I try to wait?
Oh, yeah, I think the Soulstone user might can. Yeah, that's all on him to determine when to use it early on or late
Yeah.
in the game. Um, Now, something like the Space Stone, yeah, I think that'd only be useful very early and midway, because if you do it late, I don't think you could really make any use of it ever. Because, like, yeah, if you got into
Well, yeah,
finals,
yeah. If you're in,
yeah,
so
that wouldn't
yeah,
really help at all. The
that would
swap
kind of suck.
positions would be one player now.
It's like you'd have to pretty much wait till, assuming you're still in winners semis or something. Then you got a choice between Filipino champ or Sonic Fox. Well, you're kind of screwed at that point. It's like, oh crap, who do I play? I don't know. Uh, I wonder what the time stone. So the time stone is going to be at SEA, and of course they hadn't said what it does yet. What could it possibly do? It's like, because that's what I was thinking. The Soul Stone erases a loss. Could the Time Stone? Could you just like, if you lose a game, you can just be like, oh, okay, that game didn't count.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. It would be ridiculous. It'd be great if you could hit the pause button anytime you want.
Oh wow! It allows you to pause the game. You get one free pause. Oh
yeah, you can pause. You can pause the button anytime in the game 4 times and trap the whole tournament.
Oh wow, that would actually be pretty cool. And he's like, okay, pause. Okay, let's see. Okay, I know what he's going to do now. Okay, here we go. It's like, God dang it. That would be funny. So, yeah, the Time Stone is at SEA Major. The Power Stone is at Red Bull Proving Grounds on the 21st of this month.
There might be a handicap thing. Because, there's a handicap setting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they may I don't know how they worked out.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, the Power Stone, if you have it, you always get the highest handicap throughout the whole thing. Ooh, that would make that worth the getting. What would the Mind Stone do? That's going to be a Canada Cup on the 26th through the 29th.
I kind of had a list of stuff what they kind of could do, because I was thinking, this might be interesting for an
Could
event.
be, yeah.
I think that would be really fun. Just have this is a side, and like have the original Marvel tournament going on as intended. But I just like to see what you would use. Probably use the Space Stone for someone with like a like if Flocker or something was around.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's like really far away in Florida.
So Mind Stone at Canada Cup and Reality Stone at Latin America Finals. So that's first week in November. So these are all pretty much coming up back to back. SCA this week, Red Bull the next week, Canada Cup the week after that, and then Latin America Finals the week after that.
And there's supposed to be like more announcements too for this C event coming up this weekend.
Yeah, there's apparently they're probably going to show Zeku there for Street
Yep.
Fighter Five, which we were going to talk about in a minute.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, then of course also next week we're also getting the first DLC characters for MVCI next Tuesday. So we get the patch on Monday and then the characters on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Black Panther, Monster Hunter, and Sigma.
I
Um,
wonder if people complaining about the disc content stuff for Marvel.
what are they complaining about?
Like you know how Cross Second had like locked character stuff inside of CD, but it
Uh-huh.
was like this game kind of had it too. Uh, yeah, personally, I don't mind it, but I don't know how if that's like a big thing going or not. As far as I know, I really don't hear it too much.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard about it.
Yeah, I think people are just worried about the sales right now. I think that's I guess that's the negative topic people approach on. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll see
can't
how that
really say much about it.
we'll see how that shakes out. Because you remember, because I wasn't too keen on jumping on the this game is gonna bomb, from sales from Japan, particularly from Japan
Yeah, I
and
mean
Europe.
Japan's not
But
really a
Japan
Marvel.
that game was never gonna sell in Japan. Huge numbers. Japan has never really been a big. I mean, this game has always sold best over here
Yeah.
in the states. So that wasn't a
Mhm.
huge surprise. But then they're also saying that it was only like number 9 highest seller on the PlayStation Network.
Mhm.
But we don't know complete sales for the month of September yet. So for disc versions and Steam and stuff like that. So we'll find out. But
Yeah.
Street Fighter Five didn't sell well out the gate either, and it's still around. So one thing that I am concerned about though is if the sales are just completely bad, it's kind of a thing because I'm thinking if the game came out and sold really well, then I'm sure Capcom would be more than willing to push to get all the X-Men characters and stuff like that in the game. Now, if the sales came out and it was like, hey, we have to make everybody happy and
Mhm.
everything. So let's try to get the X-Men in here. Let's try to get Doctor Doom in here. Let's try to get all these characters that everybody wants. What I'm concerned about is there's a lot of folks sitting on the sideline. It's like, well, I'm just going to wait to see if they put characters I want in there before I buy it, and then the sales are bad because of that, and then Capcom sees the sales and they're like, well, we're just going to do these 6 characters, and we're not going to add any more after that, which means that folks won't come in, and it just kind of becomes a you know self-fulfilling prophecy at that point. It's like because folks aren't buying the game because they don't like the characters that are in it, but Capcom won't put more characters in it because nobody's buying the game.
Right.
It just kind
Yeah,
of goes
that's
around. So
there's no telling where this will go.
I mean, if they're willing to put as much effort and stuff into supporting it as they were into Street Fighter Five, we'll see where it goes. That's the only thing I'm really keeping a sharp eye out for what the sales are, especially over here. Uh,
Mhm.
when we actually get full month sales and everything, and then after this, will they increase with the DLC characters that come out and stuff like that? Because you know without support, I don't see Capcom really being anxious to try really hard to keep adding stuff to the game. I hope they do, and I know that's in the plans, but with all the stuff that they're
Yeah.
going into for Street Fighter Five and its whole relaunch next year, will they really want to try to do both if only one of them is has the even the chance of getting the sales that would
That it
in their
needs.
eyes
Yeah.
justify the investment in it.
Right.
So that's my only
Yeah,
concern with the
it's a
sales.
really rough
Otherwise,
situation overall. Like
yeah,
I know most of us like don't really want it to plummet. We just want it like I mean, most people just want it to be the Marvel game that it should be. Um, just try to do what it could.
right.
Just have the all types of player base have like all the fun that they could get from the product,
Hmm.
right? So I think just for it to not reach the expectations might it's not something that we not something we want. Um, but I mean, I would hope that they can step up, like do do something that can at least make people like have their sense of uh, getting what they should get. Because so the gameplay, as far as it goes, I don't think there really is a true problem with that. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
I think it was just like bad PR and um, I guess when people compare a lot about the previous game and then going on to this one, and then when you have art style issues, I guess that's a turnoff. So I mean that's really the same. I don't know what can be worked on with that because I don't think there's really a well if there are glaring problems with the gameplay, which I mean there are some that will I'm pretty sure isn't going to fly by after some point once they fix things up. So when that happens, I'm pretty sure like even now it's a really fun broken game, which I mean that's Marvel what it should be. It's supposed to be
Well,
feeling
yeah,
like a broken game,
yeah.
but it's fun in that one sense. So yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna approach it, but I mean with Street Fighter Five coming out with some, it had some problems early on, Street Fighter Five, and I think for Marvel's Capcom Infinite, it kind of tried to do away with that, and it did offer more for a release than Five did, but I think it's just the whole PR thing that had an effect with it. Um, have you noticed like I think like the John D guy is not really like a part of their esports division anymore. I think you know who John D is,
Um,
the guy who the Left Behind guy.
Left Behind guy.
Yeah, haters Left Behind guy.
I don't know.
He's the guy that did the MVCI proposal video with the esports thing. I was trying to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he used to be like the the big guy involved with uh, esports projection for Capcom's division. I know like Matt Dahlgren's like another one too, and I think he took his left leave like not long ago actually too.
Yeah, I think he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking to hear. Like I mean from both sides. So I mean, I don't know what was the case for the John D guy. I don't know if that leaked video had anything to do with it, because so far, a lot of people just had negative impressions with him. But
Yeah.
even though I know he goes like way back to like the PlayStation Underground like gameplay video stuff he used to do.
Oh,
Do
wow.
you know that? Yeah, he like if you watch some stuff like the Metal Gear famous laser thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what else he used to do. But yeah, that was like one of the examples I remember, and yeah, he was there, and yeah, so he had like some old history back with Sony at least, so that's probably why how you might have got like some partnership maybe with Sony from that. Might have been good on his record for in that case, but I guess yeah, I'm not too sure about the what caused him to take leave. As for Matt Dahlgren, I don't know. He's been there for a long time,
Yeah.
even during the cross second, like no, it was like 10 years. So it's like
Yeah, it's been a
Even
while.
before, I think it was even before Street Fighter 4.
Possibly.
So yeah, it must have been the brink of Street Fighter 4 on production probably. So yeah, he had a long history. And I remember him for the cross second cross assault, I think it was.
Yep.
So yeah, that was good times. That was back when streaming was like do whatever you want kind of thing. They used to say like cuss words off the streams and stuff, and
Oh, I
just do
remember.
whatever thing. And Eris had his own problems. I don't know if you remember that, but that stuff doesn't really fly much anymore nowadays for some reason.
Well, yeah, I still remember that. Yeah, when I first found out, the first fighting game stream I ever saw was that Australia one. It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, you from I remember Boss Logic was involved, right?
I think so.
I think he used to be like the media like artist or art like
Yeah, like their symbol was like a Gundam version of M Bison or something like that.
yeah
And that's what
like
kind of got me. And I was like, what is this?
yeah, he did some really good artwork, and I remember he was based in the Australian FGC, and
Yeah.
yeah, he I don't hear much about that anymore. That used to be a
Shadow
pretty
Lose
big thing.
Showdown.
Yep,
That's what it was called.
yep, that's the one. Yep.
That was the first fighting game stream I ever saw. It was on Justin TV,
Hmm.
and Justin Wong was on there, and I believe he won it. And I remember just sitting in this room, just looking at the computer screen, like, oh my god, I can't believe this is something like this is actually going on. This is amazing. I was like, I have to do something like this one day. Well, years would pass, and sure enough, but yeah, just the idea, because I used to think watching somebody stream a video game was dumb. Why watch somebody else play a video game? But watching that was like something completely different. It was like it was like trying to play football and watch pros play football and stuff like that. It just
Right.
made more sense, and I loved it. But yeah, those early days were rough. I remember.
Yeah. Back in the
Yeah,
day, I think you had to download videos to even watch matches of high level play, right? I
yeah.
remember someone used to host a web page just download videos.
Oh
Was it like
yeah.
a FTP? Was it like a FTP server or something
It
like
was
that?
something like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep, I remember that. Yep. Then before that, if you want to watch Evo, you had to order the VHS tapes out of the back of GamePro.
Oh man, that's
That's a long time ago. But yeah, I
mm,
remember. Yeah, back in those early days, you get commentators on there just saying all kinds of crap just to see how crazy they can get, almost like Red September.
oh
Um,
man. That
uh,
commentary was never, is it's unforgettable. Basically, it's really good,
yeah,
really good.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I heard good bits of it.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, I heard all of it. Because
Yeah,
I was just sitting behind the stream station the whole time directing, the stream and making sure everything was going smooth and everything. And
and part of me wanted to just look at you when some of those comments fly by.
oh yeah, I mean,
I would laugh. I would laugh fast.
yeah, there was some laughs and there was some. But hey,
That's a ground roots commentary there.
yeah,
So
yep,
that's something that's what's missing lately.
yeah,
So
yeah. I had a few comments like, "Why'd you let that guy do that?" It's like because he was the only one that wanted to.
that's just how MS rolls here.
Yeah, I was busy, directing the stream, helping, making sure all the matches were getting up and setting up the uh, tournaments and helping out with that. That's what we were doing, so that's why we didn't, do it. Because usually, our events are relatively small. We could run the stream and the event at the same time, but this was obviously something way more. So, but But yeah, I can't even say some of the stuff I recall hearing on some of those early streams, particularly Team Spooky streams. And I remember when he came out and was like, "Oh yeah, we aren't ever going to change. We're always going to be Raw. We're going to say this, that, and blah 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 blah, and this, that, and the other."
Yeah, that didn't stay long.
Well, yeah, but about a year after that is when it was like, hey, look, you know, more folks are starting to watch us.
Hmm.
Start to get a little more serious. You have to have kind of a front facing face, because it's gonna happen somewhere where little 8-year-old Tim is gonna want to watch these guys play these video games and everything, and mom and dad thinks it's cool until they see the Asian guy calling the other Asian guy the N word, which used to happen all the time back then. It's like what the hell are they doing? So yeah, stuff like that.
Now I'm thinking about that Chris Hu comment on Sapper Kelly. Oh man,
What was that?
it's pretty bad.
Okay, you just want to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess just if you want to know what it is, go online and look up Chris Hugh Sanford Kelly comment, and I guess we'll leave it at that. So,
Good old Chris Hu.
that'll pretty much put the end to the MVCI chat. Real quick, we got some stuff happening in other games too. Injustice 2, Raiden came out. I did get to play with him a little bit. He's fun.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's Raiden. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed the crap out of it. The couple hours I was using him, he was pretty fun.
I mean, does he feel like a good character, or because I'm hearing he's like a high risk character.
Kinda. I'm not exactly the best Injustice player, so my thoughts on that probably wouldn't be valid to most folks. But I thought he was fun. He's very easy to use. He's Raiden. He pretty much does pretty much everything you think he's going to do. He's pretty good. His teleport, I think he's going to turn into, if folks learn to use him correctly, I think, I don't know if this is how it's going to play out, but he's going to turn into a zoner's nightmare.
Yeah, and he can zone himself too, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tools, and but like I said, I just of all the DLC characters, I probably had the most fun playing him, and probably close second so far would be Black Manta. I had a lot of fun playing him too, but I probably had more fun playing Raiden when he came out. And then of course they announced Adam, which was obvious, the little guy in the thing. Obviously that was going to be Adam. He'll be out. Well, they didn't really give a date. They just had this little reveal trailer so far. I'm sure they'll talk about him probably more next month, which will leave who else? Who was it? Hellboy will be the last one of the Fighter Pack 2.
All right, the non DC character that's like kind of like half and half.
Right.
Yeah, or like he just got the rights into it, but like yeah, they just decided to bring him along. So it's kind of like a weird half guest and half not a guest.
Yeah, it is like, is he a guest character? Is he a DC? He's kind of sort of outside DC character now. So yeah, I mean it's cool either way. I used to have a friend in high school that was like really into Hellboy. I wonder if he's going to play it. But
and Raiden had a slow fireball, right, from EX meter burn.
You know what? I don't know. I never did try it as EX.
I think I saw that in the trailer, and I was thinking, could he do like a teleport cross up shenanigan with that? Have a fireball, then just teleport and cause like a something similar to like a Seth fireball setup from the Ultra. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he does where Seth does Ultra 1, then he does a fireball, and then he teleports, and it's like a 50-50 mix-up from there from the teleport.
Oh, yeah. Well, in Justice, that doesn't really work because all you got to do is hold down the block, so.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Jeez, I keep forgetting that. It's like it's kind of like Tekken in a way, too, because down in Tekken's like block too instead of holding down back. I didn't realize that.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't push anything, you block in that game. You block high.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of the same thing there. Um, Dragon Ball Fighters showed some new characters. Ten Shin Han. Yeah, that's right, not Tien. Ten Shin Han, that's his real name. Yamcha and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and Vegeta.
Mm-hmm.
Ten Shin Han, I'm most excited about. He's one of my. Uh, I love that character. I've always been a big fan of his ever since he was first introduced back in Dragon Ball. And I love the way his super works. It takes away life and everything, but it doesn't completely kill him. That's good because the Kikoho and then the level 3 version is the Shin Kikoho that he can shoot multiple times, but you lose a little life every time. But it looks pretty much like I expected him to be. I was like, I wondered if they were going to do that with the Kikoho. What do they call it over here in America? The Tri-Beam. I wondered if they were going to do that, and yeah, it was pretty much like I thought he was going to be. But the multi-hitting level 3 is pretty cool because you get somebody caught in a combo with it, and you can kill them, and you have enough life to do it three times to kill. Go for it. That's going to be cool. And then also Chaozu acts as kind of a assist character for him. He's got his little move, which I wonder if most folks even know what Chaozu does, because most folks have seen Z but haven't seen Dragon Ball. So characters like Ten Shin Han and Yamcha and even Oolong, they were pretty much past their prime by the time Z starts. So like most folks wouldn't even know what Chaozu even does, and one of his abilities is to hold somebody still. So that's one of his attacks. He'll come out and hold the opponent still, so Ten Shin Han has a chance to like get in to start a combo or hit him from afar or something like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. So Ten Shin Han and Yamcha is kind of the same way. It's like you can't really go off of much. If you only know Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z, you don't really know what he does. The Wolf Fang Fix, obviously, and the Kidan, the little energy ball that he can control. He has all of that. I just want him to have a level 5 move where Cyberman jumps on him and explodes and he dies, but if you're close enough, he'll kill you too.
Kind of like the whole super from Android
16. Yes,
16?
Exactly. I want him to.
That'd be funny if that's like a little staple in the game where they have a lot of these suicidal supers.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that would be a good in joke because, of course, that's what everybody knows Yamcha for.
Yeah,
this point is dying. So what if a Cyberman jumps on him and he looks over at you and jumps at you, and if he hits you, you're dead? That would be hilarious.
I wonder how they're going to work that out. Maybe have like some command grab, I guess, similar to Android 16.
Yeah, that's probably what it have to be. I mean, they're probably not going to do it, but man, that would be funny. It'd be a hidden super move, like Frieza already has when he comes out of level when he comes out of the golden form. And what is it? You hold down two. Well, no, you hold down 2 buttons, and from like from the film when Sorbet fires the beam off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the game now. So you never know, they might hide other little things in there as a surprise here and there. So
I think that's that might be related with like how Namco does stuff. You seen the thing with Harada being like given some pointers, I guess, for the game, I guess.
No.
Yeah, there's like some box saying like Harada kind of gave some like pointers or some help with the flow of the game, I guess.
Oh, I'm sure it did. If any fighting game comes through Namco's door, I'm sure he finds his way over to that group. It's like, what's going on over here?
It reminds me,
you should do this. Okay, bye.
Yeah, because he sneaks in like a lot of these like secret stuff, like even in like Tekken. That's what it reminds me of. Like how like Paul has like you hold down and then if you press like once he charges up and go up, and then press 3 and 4, he does the somersault flip from like the Tekken Tag 2 ending
Oh, the
flop he
ending.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they brought that in like Tekken 4 or 5. I don't
Hmm.
know which one it was.
Yeah.
It may have been 3. Then I gotta check back to the older games.
I know he
But
even had some input on Smash 4 because Namco helped out, with the development of that game.
oh, he did.
Yeah, yeah, and
Huh.
I know. Again, anything fighting comes through Namco, even if he's not in the group, I guarantee you he's in there 2 or 3 times a week, just to watch.
That's interesting. But yeah, yeah, some of these things like the secrets, like things like that, like even with freezers, like that's pretty neat to see.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. And then Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and Vegeta. Obviously they're incredibly powerful and everything, but they're the only 2 characters in the game right now that actually have a level 3, and then for 2 more bars they can do a follow up attack to it.
Hmm.
So that's pretty nuts. Like Goku's, what was it? He did the Kamehameha, but then with the level 2 he like flies through it and like does a punch through it and everything. It does ridiculous amounts of damage. Vegeta was I think his level 3 is the final flash, and then when he does the
Yeah,
extra,
yeah.
he like comes up and does like the punch he did against Zarbon, and then the beam comes out your back and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, so those two looks like they're going to be pretty nuts. I wonder if they're going to have like lower health though, to kind of because they're going to be pretty much the Shinakuma and Evil Ryu of the game. I think at this point,
Maybe.
Lord knows who else is going to end up in that game, but I'm thinking that's going to be their weakness. They probably won't have a ton of health to
Yeah,
kind of offset
maybe.
their power and speed.
And it's either gonna be that or maybe there is no health change. Maybe like Tekken, where it's like I don't know. I guess it's like comparing like Kazuya and Devil Jin.
Yeah,
I guess because Devil Jin has like a lot more tools. I think in
right.
general.
Yep. Might just have to deal with it.
Well, I mean, it could also just be like a playstyle change too, because I hear like the types of attacks and like movement,
Hmm.
like and how they're supposed to be played is a little different.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I
So
mean, that was kind of like that case in Tekken also for like the Masimas that were like I guess like the Devil Jin Kazuya comparison, or even Devil Jin and Jin. It's like they're completely different
hmm
characters. Like one, yeah, like Jin's like the only one with like a hop kick of the Masimas, and probably with the exception of Devil Jin, but Devil Jin's like a weird like up four flight confirming hop kick, I guess, but it's not really a hop kick. But it has ludicrous properties. It's just different. But yeah, it might be the same case for Dragon Ball Fighter Z probably for these characters. But I don't know. I didn't really hear anything for health as far as like information from players playing the game. So
yeah,
I
you
mean,
know,
have you heard anything about it? If they
not
had if
not
they had
really,
different health?
not really. It's something we'll find out. I mean, I know there was those screenshots came out a week or two ago about the whole Dragon Balls themselves. Like certain balls come up when certain things are done, and no one even knows what those do yet. So
Hmm.
there's a lot of stuff about this game, that we don't know, and they haven't finished yet. So yeah, we still about 4 months out on that. So I'm sure we'll hear more stuff come the end of the year when it's getting closer to time for the game to come out. And they finalize everything, characters and game systems and stuff, because they've changed the combo system since back at E3 and even Evo. They've changed it all since then. So you know we'll
Yeah.
see what it turns into as time goes on.
And they even had the I think you mentioned the 7 Dragon Balls
Yeah,
things on the front.
yeah, I'm interested to see what that's going to do.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. I hope it's not something like like the gems in Street Fighter Cross Tech Tech Tekken, where it's like everything seemed really cool, and then at the last minute, seemingly, they put this one thing in it that kind of messes everything up. It's like,
Yeah.
oh man,
Well, that's only
kind
going
of
to be a
kind of like the game
problem.
when it was
Like
just a
if
fighting game, and now you put these stones in here, and I don't really like that.
yeah. That's only going to be like a big problem, I guess, if it's like there's like microtransactions involved in it.
Yeah, but Namco isn't too bad about that stuff when it comes to the
Yeah.
fighting games anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So
I don't think what's what Namco involved in the Arc system works. I don't think they would. I'm almost positive they would come to agreement to decline something like that at all
yeah,
that affects gameplay, because cross second was like the answer to so why that was a problem.
yep, yep. If anything, both Arc System Works and Namco are going to want to put all kinds of costumes and stuff in there. Arc System
Yeah,
Works are going to want to
I'm
charge
down with.
for it.
Yeah,
Namco
costumes are good.
probably not so much, but yeah. But I mean, how many different costumes can you have? I mean, you think about most of the characters in that show. Most of them maybe had 2 or 3 looks the entire run of the series.
Yeah,
You know, what costume are you
maybe
gonna
clothing
buy?
removals probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'll buy the Boo era Ten Shinhan. He's all like buffing with his little sash on and everything. That'd be cool, but other than that, I wouldn't really care. It's like
Everyone's gonna buy the shirtless Android 18 and 21, I think, or something like that. What's the new Android? Was it 21 or 23?
21.
Yeah,
Wait,
it was 21.
It was
Yeah,
21.
you're right.
Yeah, it's 21.
Yeah, they're gonna buy shirtless versions of her,
What?
kind of like how they do with Tekken. How they have a bra girls or something.
I hear she's
They-
not even a playable character right now. She's only in the
yeah,
story
she's a
mode.
story character
Yeah.
at the moment.
So what would be the point of even buying a costume for a story character just to see her in a
Fan service.
bikini top in the
That's all
story
it is. Fan
mode?
service.
As if somebody's not going to do that. Is there a PC version of the game?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's going to be a new nude mod within a week anyway, so it won't matter. I mean,
Yeah, but some people want to sew it off, I think.
yeah. It'll be showing off all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Android 18, first one. Android 20, why not? What other girls could be? Videl is pretty much the only other girl they can put in there. Boma's not going to be a playable character. She's not fighting anybody. What other girls were in Dragon Ball? There was Arale. She wasn't really a fighter either. So, plus she wasn't really technically. Well, I guess technically she wasn't Dragon Ball. She was in it. So, anyway, yeah. Nude patch confirmed. Soon as there's a PC version, nude patch confirmed. We'll just end it at that.
They're probably gonna add a little Patreon and do this whole mod drama stuff again.
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not.
We'll see. It'll happen one way or the other, I'm sure. So, all right.
And it makes me wish, like, when Guilty Gear came out, I was expecting there to be like a lot of costumes you can pick. Like, how like I thought they went for this route just for the fact that maybe this would be good for cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Guilty Gear goes, from today, I'm not seeing like a lot of I'm not seeing any of these like new costume choices, just colors.
Yeah, it is just colors. Because I was hoping against hope Potemkin would have like his old outfit back or something like that. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It is just colors, and I guess it's one of those things. Is colors is cheaper to make than costumes, infinitely cheaper to make than programming in new polygons for costumes and stuff, and make more money when you sell them. So I understand, I guess.
Yeah, but it makes me question how does it work out? Because maybe I wonder if they just can't do it.
Oh, they can. I'm sure it's a cost profit and that thing. It's just like
because I think they have to like adjust the model per move, right? Because I think they said in like one of their like development presentations,
mm-hmm.
like that some moves or animations just like would have odd lighting, so they would have to adjust it model per basis on the animation based on their polygons itself.
Right.
So I think when you add costumes, that just causes more of a problem.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not sure. Maybe like if they were to do that, it probably might like double like the characters like space because maybe that's probably like two characters they would have to work on because it's like two different polygons,
Yeah,
like
I'm
an
sure
animation to
it's
consider.
I'm sure it's way more work than what they think is worth. So
Yeah, I mean, if it's that way, that'd suck. But normally, like under the basis as 3D, I would think it's to be more feasible to get some new cosmetics.
yeah,
So I mean, I would hope for Dragon Ball Fighter Z to get like something like that, because people will pay for cosmetics for sure.
oh yeah, yeah,
But it's just yeah, I'm just not sure how stressful and time consuming it would be to get that going for this style of game for how it's worked up based on its unique cel-shading engine that it has.
yeah. If I had to guess, it's just going to be colors again, though.
That sucks
Because
because it looks
again,
really good.
yeah, because again, how many costumes could you put in it? You watch the entirety of the show. Goku more or less wore the same thing for 99% of the time.
No, people may want like a shirtless variation, like when he's all like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
hyper like in his strongest form.
sure,
So you might
sure.
want to have him still flex his muscles or something. And same with girls, like I brought up like the whole like people want to just be all fan service with girls or something.
Oh
And
well, yeah,
I don't know if you saw like the thing with Eris, like apparently Eris like knows like someone in Tekken community in arcades, so, like someone that just plays only the girls but without any sues at all. So he just called this one guy Feet because he just plays girl characters without sues.
barefoot girls.
Yeah. So he just believes he has like some this player has like some weird CrossFit like feet
Foot fetish.
non footwear really yeah,
Yeah, that's
basically.
it. Possible. It is possible.
Yeah. And that could be extra money for Namco
Hey, yeah,
just to appease them. But that's up to them. I mean, this yeah,
yeah,
won't find out until release. But
yeah.
yeah, my money is going to be, like you said, it's going to probably be colors. I think this is a overly complicated engine. I'm going to assume just to get more costumes in.
Yeah, maybe the second game.
Yeah,
Then we'll
they'll probably figure something out.
yeah, then we'll get characters that actually transform. You get Frieza going from his first form all the way up to Golden and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing, but we'll see. That's probably another year down the line before they even start talking about that at the earliest. So,
I mean, he can turn golden now.
well, yeah, but I'm saying like actually having characters transform. So like you pick the base character, or you even pick the character at a already starting phase and can go up or down from there or something like that. Because that's how the old
Budokai games.
yep.
I remember they were like
Yeah,
that.
the first one you couldn't really transform. The second one I don't think you could transform it now. I think it was the third one, the first one that introduced actually being able to transform. And I loved it. I thought it was great.
I wonder if I even have Budokai 2. I think I only have 1 and 3.
Budokai 2 I remember Budokai 2 not being the best game out there. I think it had like an okay story mode. But I remember not liking Budokai 2 that much. I remember not liking the first one that much either. The first one, gameplay-wise, wasn't that great. I think the second one's gameplay was better, but it still wasn't that great of a game. It wasn't, but then Budokai 3 was really good.
Yep. Yeah, I think I had a lot of fun with the gameplay in 3. In 1, I kind of liked the story. But I don't know, 3, I don't remember the story much in 3. I wonder if I just mainly played versus with that. I'm not certain.
Oh, I remember
anymore.
playing versus in it. Yeah, I remember playing with Brawley a lot because he was actually in it. And it was like, why wouldn't you play with this guy? It's like
Well, he was pretty
Brawley.
strong, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get back on track here and let's go ahead and get into Street Fighter V.
Oh, before that, I think I do remember there were some Tekken announcements actually.
What's that?
But it's all basically the Capcom effect where it's like announcement of an announcement.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah, didn't they say
is
something
it
like
is
Geese was going to be out like sometime this year or something like that?
yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
But Harada mentioned that like they're working on a rematch system for online where you get a quick rematch.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I mean, the fact that he mentioned it and he said that's being worked on, that's good. So we should be getting that at some point instead of having this current situation where we just have to go to the lobby at all times,
Right.
go to the character select, and then go to the versus screen, which takes a long time, then to the actual game. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
interested. I'm interested to see what the um, what the online rate of folks still playing it is. Because I've
People still
noticed,
play on PC a good bit.
yeah, I've noticed a lot of folks that I know that played it, they kind of dropped it recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Now
yeah,
most
I
of those
can't.
folks were also Street Fighter players, and a lot of them this was their first Tekken game as well.
Hmm. I
But
know, like Blackout David. I think he still plays it,
yeah.
and he's doing really well. Last time I played him, he pretty much uh, did a good number on me. But that's because I'm like, I'm not sure of what character I want to go with.
Hmm.
I was thinking of going with Claudio now because I've been having a lot of fun with him recently. But now I'm figuring out that he's kind of like he kind of doesn't really have a lot of like strong tools.
Hmm.
Like for example, like his 4-4-4-2. It's like a momentum dumb button move from running,
Hmm.
but it's like it's not like a Jaganov thing where you it's a mid. So it's just one of the problems I'm having with like some of the characters, like except Paul. Paul's like the one character I feel like he's actually good, but like Kazuya and Claudio, um, like I always get this impression, and even from like when I played it like that weekly tournament, it just made me had this idea that Kazuya reminds me a lot like of Street Fighter V Ryu. It's like why play Ryu when there's like someone else better kind
Hmm.
of thing.
Yeah.
With Kazuya is like this one thing I heard from the Josie player was like, it's a hell sweep. He said he was mostly worried about Kazuya with hell sweep. But then afterwards, what I was thinking, and then what he said also, when I mentioned was, well, at least it's not like double Jin where he can combo off of it. That's like, then what's like something dumb about Kazuya? So I mean, that's the thing I'm just looking for tech. I guess I'm trying to figure out what's like the dumb properties some have. Like I know what are like Kazuya's good points, but it it usually can be outclassed by some of the other characters above. So same thing with Claudio. It's like if you're looking for someone with like a 4-4-4-2 that's good, I mean Dragunov's the character. I mean there probably are other characters too. Like I guess you could say even the Masimas have like a 4-4-4-3, and that's like a universal jumping kick. That's like plus unlock. That's a mid. Uh, but no, now that I think about it, I think Claudio does have a 4-4-4-3. I think if that's universal, then everybody should have it. I don't know, but yeah, after trying Claudio and just going back to, I accidentally tried to like Devil Jin, and like I could see like a lot of good like benefits that I wanted from Kazuya. That's actually on Devil Jin. I was like, he's really he's strong and kind of dumb at the same time. But I didn't get that feeling with Kazuya though. But I don't know. Anyways, the other announcement thing was with Harada. He said the costumes, like the story mode costumes, they'll be coming in a new patch sometime soon.
Oh, I didn't even realize they weren't available.
Yeah, so like the Nina black suit costume that she used to have in the story mode, but
Yeah.
like you can't really pick that.
Okay.
So that's gonna be that was mentioned that's on the works to get it on the new like upcoming patch. So we'll be having that soon.
That's cool. I presume that'll be free.
maybe like a fight money related thing, or
Maybe.
you could get it free.
Yeah.
And knowing how fight money is in that game is really easy to get stuff.
Yeah. It- Was there ever any explanation about the wedding dress outfit? Did,
I never got to play your story mode
no,
character thing, so I wouldn't know.
I don't remember if I did or not. But it just always just got me a little intro running in with the wedding dress and the gun. It's like, what's with the wedding dress? What the hell? It's just
I was wondering what the eye patch for Horong was.
that is explained in his and Jin's
Yeah,
story mode. Yeah.
yeah. I played through the story from Horong and Devil Jin. Yeah,
Hmm.
it showed it. It was kind of really quick though.
Which I still don't
But
understand why they didn't put those at the end of the arcade mode. Because arcade mode just feels kind of bland in that game.
yeah, it is bland. Exactly.
It's just
Yeah,
like,
I felt the same way.
it's here, fight these guys. Now fight her. Good job. It's like, oh, okay. No ending. So where are the endings? And then you finish
Yeah,
story
that
mode, and then it's like, go watch these, videos and play fight one fight and get it. It's like, why in the hell didn't they just put these fights at the end of the arcade mode?
yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
That's kind of like how I felt Street Fighter Five should have done too, because it looked like Street Fighter Five was the same thing, but instead there's no arcade mode at all.
Yeah.
It's just that they're all in story mode. But it's just I feel like that should have been just saved for arcade mode. Like they just should have just scrapped that idea. Just have arcade go on and then have those scenes split it out in between the arcade mode system.
Yeah. Which
Tekken should have done the same thing. Have both mixed in arcade mode.
Tekken should have done the same thing. And sometimes I feel like that game gets a pass for having a pretty crappy arcade mode.
Yeah, its arcade mode is pretty lackluster. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Like in terms of like what it comes with on release, I mean it did achieve it, but the arcade mode was lacking.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I feel like the main screen home UI is kind of like bland too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the same thing. I can almost feel like the same way with Street Fighter 5 in a way for some reason. It's not that it's bland. It just feels like it's
It's just a
it's a little complicated.
utilitarian screen. Is just like, go here, do this. Yeah, it's nothing exciting.
Yeah,
Nothing cool to
I don't
look
know.
at even, or which if you think about it, most games really don't have. But you go back and look at a game like Street Fighter Alpha 3, especially on the Dreamcast version. I just remember it, having poppy stuff on it and everything. But
Yeah.
yeah. So, talking about arcade stuff, let's go ahead and get into Street Fighter 5.
Yep.
So, AE was announced, obviously, so everybody should know at this point.
And it works on a Taito Type X2 variation of it too. So an actual arcade version.
Yeah. Now, immediately my first thought when I saw that it was going to be Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition, so I was a little disappointed in the name. So I kind of thought they were probably.
Kind of like Street Fighter 4's thing.
Well, yeah,
Or what?
I guess that's what they were going for. Kind of like, hey, you remember this when Street Fighter 4 changed too? But it's like, I don't know. I feel like Super Street Fighter 5 would have been a better way to go, personally.
Another Street Fighter 5, like a Gold Edition or something like that.
Or just something that didn't personally. And this is just my thoughts on it. Something that didn't have the word Street Fighter 5 to start it off.
Really?
Super Street Fighter 5 I thought would have been better because it would have denoted something bigger and better than Street Fighter 5. This one is just like, just if you don't keep up with everything that's actually going to be in it, this one's just like, oh, well, this just looks like Street Fighter 5 and it has an arcade mode in it now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Again,
I feel it's
that was just kind of
my
my knee jerk reaction to the name. At least is like maybe call it Super Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition or something. I don't know, but that was just me.
It's
Maybe
weird
that's
'cause,
just
like
me.
even with 4, it feels like it's a little backwards. Like I kind of feel like Arcade Edition should be first and then the console. Like, because
Well,
doesn't the
yeah,
arcade version
that's
have
the way it
lacking
used to
features?
work.
Yeah.
But arcades don't exist in America anymore. And
Yeah.
with four, it was really a Western push to get that game out, which is why you know the only way we had it over here was on consoles and everything.
Mhm.
And then I know there was an arcade version over in Japan, and then they started adding more stuff to the arcade version of it, which is why the consoles eventually got the arcade edition of the game. Because the console version had more stuff than the arcade version. Then they put more stuff in the arcade version, and then we eventually got the arcade edition. Was that when
Yep.
Yin and Yang were introduced in Street Fighter 4?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Street Fighter Yan and Yang were introduced
yeah.
in AE, and Evil Ryu and Oni as well. I think
Oh yeah, that's right.
on the consoles. So
Yeah,
the arcade version, what happened was Evil Ryu and Oni, they were actually leaked early before announcement.
I remember.
Remember, someone got through the codes and were able to play Evil Ryu and Oni quick, like before announcement.
Yep,
And I think the people of like Capcom had to. I think they even went to like got a hold of the arcade and told them they had to disable it.
they did.
Yeah,
Man, it's like at that point, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. At that point, everybody already knows what's the point.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but yeah, like I said, that was my thought initially on the name anyway. But seeing all the stuff that they're putting in it is, it seems like a pretty good refresh and everything. Obviously, an arcade mode in it.
Hmm.
So just off the bat, arcade mode, extra battle mode, new V triggers, which I presume means new V skills too. New
I hope so.
gallery, a new user interface, and season 1 and 2 DLC characters. So you get
The
all of
season
that.
one, season two things are different, or you just get into the codes thing.
Well, yeah. I guess we go ahead and talk about that. So I'm presuming that disc is basically going to be the base Street Fighter V disc with maybe all the gameplay updates and everything, but it's not going to have the DLC characters on it.
Right.
They've
That's
announced
what I
that at
think too.
least for Japan, and I can't imagine they're going to print a special disc everywhere else. So I presume it's going to be that way everywhere else too.
Yeah. I
And
think that sucks.
well, you remember I think we talked about that on this stream once. That kind of sort of, if it makes anybody feels better, they kind of still sort of holding to their thing. You only need one disc. Basically, I wouldn't be surprised if that disc is just a Street Fighter Five, is just a Street Fighter Five disc, and you got to download about 120 gigs worth of crap to get
Yeah,
caught up.
that's
Because what they're saying is probably going to be codes in there to get the season 1 and 2 DLC characters in it. I bet you there aren't going to be any backgrounds that you'll have or costumes or nothing like that either. You're just going to get the season 1 and 2 characters with the other characters, and when you put the disc in, it's going to download the AE update that everybody that already has Street Fighter V is going to have,
right.
or is going to
Yeah,
be
that's
able
what I
to
think
get.
too.
It's going to be able to get for free, just like I thought. So technically, they haven't broke their word on you only need one version of the game. I just wonder if that's going to cause confusion in folks that are going to buy the game that live in the middle of nowhere and have no internet access, and they stick this thing in, and hey, hold on a second, I don't have any of this stuff.
Yeah, and that's like false advertising. I guess they can try to pull out. I guess.
Well, not really. As long as they make it clear on the box, it's like, hey, you need
Yeah,
an
they have to
internet
make it
connection to
sure
do
it's
this. But
digital.
most
Yeah.
games kind of assume you're connected to, or at least have access to the internet. You know, because if I'm that guy that lives out in the middle of nowhere, I'm packing up my PS4 and I'm driving to my friend's house that might have the
Mhm.
internet or something.
Yeah, I think
Hell,
it's going to be a bigger problem for like tournaments for some reason because
why is that?
that really doesn't help much for tournaments because like you can have a CD that now has all the characters, but now but you can't carry over that CD for other consoles. It's only for your console.
Well, that code, yeah, which obviously makes it like useless as a buying it as a used game because you're probably going to buy it for the codes, and those
Yeah,
codes are already used. So I'm wondering
Right.
if GameStop and Best Buy and Walmart are even going to sell that game used. I'm sure they will until somebody finally goes, "Hey, stop selling this game used. It doesn't have the code."
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, the resale of that game, if those companies are in the know, the resale of that game is going to be cheap. I mean, it's only $40, and plus for anybody who hadn't bought Street Fighter V, that's the best deal for getting all the characters out the bat. You know,
Yeah, that's
for
true.
40 bucks and you have all the characters. That's pretty good. Um, for anybody who already
Yeah,
owned
because
Street Fighter V and had to buy the character passes, you've already spent what, $110 on the game, assuming you hadn't bought any other DLC costumes and stages and backgrounds and CPT stuff and stuff like that. You've
I mean,
already
if you
spent
get the
110 bucks, so at least you're getting all this stuff for free.
yeah, but if you get the game now, it's I think isn't it like 29?
Yeah, it's basically 29. And I think I even saw it on sale. On one of the websites I check every week it's like on sale this week for like 20. So
Yeah,
you
so you
you
can do
you
that and then
you
put
can
like the
almost
two
find
season passes.
you can almost always find like the Steam version of it or something for like $20
Oh yeah,
if
yeah,
you try and it's on sale on the PSN store quite often as well. So
yeah.
in fact, it's a flash sale. It's on sale now. I think the base game, I want to say it's around 20, and then the deluxe edition is like 40, 45 actually, which is probably about right, $20, and then $25 for the season one characters. But it's like, I don't know why anybody would buy that when you can just wait a few months. Because you hadn't played Street Fighter V now, I doubt you want to jump into it now. Just wait until AE comes out, and you can get all the characters for 40.
Yeah.
Then of course, everybody's on the same equal ground at that point, having to buy characters after that.
Hmm.
But yeah, um, I mean, I think it's a pretty good value though. At least getting all the DLC stuff that came before it for $40.
Yeah.
Um,
Sadly, no stages or I think other side cosmetics. I mean,
oh
unless
yeah,
there
yeah,
really
that
are
that
season
that stuff.
passes.
They haven't said that it doesn't come with any of that stuff, but I'm assuming is not going to come with any of that stuff because they hadn't said it has. They hadn't said it does come with any of that stuff either.
Right.
And let's be honest,
Yeah.
they still want you to buy something or even have a reason to collect up fight money to buy backgrounds and story mode costumes. I wish there was a way to just get all the story mode costumes in one swoop. That's the only thing that drives me
Yeah.
nuts. Um, but so of course the arcade mode, which is the new thing in it, the big kind of deal. Which I don't know why they're concentrating on that so much. I mean, either way, at least looks like they put a lot of work into it. It looks like they put a lot of work into this whole thing because everything from the UI um, to the main screen where you select your modes and stuff, which is basically the same, but with the different colors and stuff like that. It just looks better. They're obviously going for more of a gold um, highlight feel to everything. The life bars now, when they're full, they're like a gold color,
Yeah.
which means folks can get peed on again. Oh man, they're gonna get golden shower. I just thought about it. Oh my god.
I mean, are the round logos like that too, and the whole perfect logos like that too?
I don't know, but the life bar when it's full is gold now. It's all shiny and gold.
Yeah.
So there's that. Banana
Mm.
bar, I know folks call it in Street Fighter 4 too.
The banana bar.
Yeah, but
I wonder
now
if the what was it?
what was it? I don't
Never
know.
mind. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. So have you seen like there's what is it six different paths in arcade in the arcade mode itself now?
You mean like how there's like Street Fighter 1, 2, and
Yeah.
3 style arcade battles?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So Street Fighter, each one kind of looks like it's maybe difficulty, but no, because there's different fights in each one.
Hmm.
So there's 4 battles in Street Fighter. Now, obviously, you're fighting whatever characters were in that game.
Yeah, Ryu, Ken, Birdie, and the other one was like a missing thing, and some people were
Well, yeah,
thinking
that's
else might
that's
be
that's
like
kind of thing.
Sagat, maybe.
I'm thinking it might just. I mean, it could be Sagat. It wouldn't surprise me if they go ahead and announce him. At the end of this year, just like they did Akuma. At the end of last year, technically before season 2 started.
Mhm.
So it could be him. That would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking it may be Balrog.
Vega, Balrog.
No, I'm thinking Balrog because Capcom did confirm that Mike from Street Fighter One is Balrog, but of course his name was changed to Balrog in America. We all know why. Because Mike became M Bison in Japan, but we couldn't use that name over here in America. They didn't want to get sued by Mike Tyson. Changed they flipped the boss character names around, yada yada yada. That's how we stuck it one out. But I wonder if it's just if it's just going to be Balrog, confusing folks who don't know that story.
Oh, well, I thought he was like in the intro of Street Fighter 2 where he got hit.
No, that wasn't him. That was a different guy.
Oh, that wasn't Mike.
Nope, totally different guy.
Oh,
That's the guy that's actually in the background of Balrog's stage now, in 5.
oh yeah.
Yeah, the casino stage. He's on the left side with the shades and the I think he's got like little gold knuckle rings on and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's that
Hmm.
guy. That's that poor guy who just got punched by some white guy on the street for seemingly no reason. I remember
Yeah.
being a kid and walking into Walmart and seeing that intro and going, "Why did that white guy just punch that black guy?" And it's kind of like there was no context to it because neither one of them were characters in the game. It was just 2 guys fighting.
It was just a random thing that happened.
Yeah.
You just really want that person of a street fight to sub the intro,
Yeah, I guess.
but it's like you never could play them.
Yeah. They weren't playable characters, and both of those characters are in Balrog stage now because the white guy's back there too. Then of course the SNES version of the game, they just they took the black guy out because it kind of looked different. Because again, it's like if you didn't know what you were looking at, it's this white guy and a black guy sitting there. White guy just punches the black guy just goes down. It's just certain parts of America that may not go over well.
I didn't even get to see that intro on
Oh,
the Super Nintendo.
Oh well, yeah. It was different on the SNES. So
I'm gonna look at it right now, actually.
yeah. The Capcom of America took that out. It's like, yeah, we don't need that headache.
Yeah, all I see is a pixelated logo. That's it. So did they took away the whole fight scene in general?
Well, yeah, that's right. I think the SNES version just took that out. I think the some American versions of the arcade game replaced the black guy with a different white guy.
Okay.
Just a generic white guy because again, in Japan it's not a big deal. Some parts of America it might have been. Because I remember distinctly being like 12, 13 years old, walking into Walmart, and there was the intro, and I remember thinking that walking past it, like, what the hell? What was that all about?
That's
But anyway, yeah. So the big question is, who's that 4th battle in the original Street Fighter? Like
for some
I
reason I was thinking of Vega
it could
with a
be
Geki
Balrog.
suit.
Oh well, no, I don't think Capcom's going to be that cool.
Well, I mean,
Although
but
the
it
thought
be
did
like
cross
a
my
little
mind too.
because it's like it's not really Geki, it's just Vega with a costume swap.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do that, you might as well put anybody else in there. You might as well put Balrog in there for Mike.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, this is what may happen. They may give him like the Street Fighter 1 costume. They just confirmed it for him.
yeah, they could.
I mean,
But I mean, hopefully it is Sagat though. That would be cool. Then the Street Fighter 2 path is the 8 characters, which is obviously the original 8 Street Fighter 2 characters.
but we're missing Honda.
Oh yeah, you're right. So I mean, you'll just pick of all the Street Fighter 2 characters, and Blanca too. So Of all the
Yeah,
Street Fighter Two
so it'll be
characters,
like
you'll
Cammy
pick
and
8 of the Street Fighter Two characters that are in 5. Then,
yeah. What were they?
hmm?
I mean, is that even concluding Ryu and Ken? Because it might just be like the
Oh yeah, Ryu and Ken, I presume are included in all of these.
yeah, but what if
'Cause,
they're not because they're considered like the Street Fighter One?
well, it's possible.
Because I mean, there's like the Shadaloo people that counts as like more that other 12, like because there are like 12 characters I think in two, right? Yeah,
Well,
4,
yeah,
8,
well,
9, 10,
those
11,
8
12 for
playable in the
Shadaloo.
original Street Fighter Two, and then
Yeah, then the 4 came afterwards.
Champion Edition came, and that's where you can
Right.
play with the bosses.
Yeah, and Bison had that head stomp removed from that was like a CPU only head stomp.
Did he?
Yeah, he had some like head stomp that was like really like cheap, but so for one, it wasn't even charge based, and two, I think it was like cancelable or something like that.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, like someone that did like a boss mod thing for the arcade version, they were able to use that and like one of the playthroughs, and yeah, it was pretty weird looking.
But yeah, I didn't really play CE a lot either, so I didn't really play a whole lot of Street Fighter 2. We played the original Street Fighter 2 and then Turbo. We didn't really get the chance to play CE that much. I don't think we had it in an arcade down here. So yeah, Street Fighter 2 and then 10 battles in Street Fighter Alpha, and there's a lot of Alpha characters in it because, again, all your Street Fighter 2 characters were eventually in one of the Alphas.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Then, Birdie and Rainbow and... Well, I guess that's it, isn't it? Are they in there? Oh, Karen, yeah. Karin Kanzuki. Which, again, I'm just going to bring this up. Was nobody else concerned that the only 2 Japanese characters in the game, the only 2 Japanese girls in the game until all the DLC came out, the only 2 Japanese girls in the game were blonde? It just something seemed wrong with that.
Who were the 2 Japanese girls? There's Karin and
Rainbow.
Oh yeah, Rainbow. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like both Japanese, both blonde. What? Why? Okay. Hey, anyway, that's just something
Blonde stereotypes.
Just always bring those up for some reason because it's like.
And oddly enough, they ended up being the worst looking ones based on the hair models from how Street Fighter 5 handles stuff. It always seems like the blonde hair stuff has usually been kind of bad.
Maybe it's like a hidden Japanese thing where they just don't like white folks, so they make it look bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is
they're gonna change all.
Ken's
They're gonna change
and
all
Alex's
the tops
hair?
of us, and yeah, they're gonna make any I guess like a Middle Eastern or any other race with like a blonde hair or something like that. Yeah. Now we changed up the stereotype. Now it's universal. I don't know.
Let's see. Then you got your Street Fighter 3, which is 6 battles. So that's Urien, Alex, Ibuki. Who else? So this is why I think Ryu and Ken have to be in there because that's 5. But who we missing for the 6th battle? Did I say Urien?
I think so. Did you? Ibuki, Urien.
Ibuki, Urien, Alex, Ryu, Ken,
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li. That's it. Yeah, that's got to be it. Yeah, that's what made me think Ryu and Ken have to be in all the other ones too. Because without Ryu and Ken in Street Fighter 3, there's only 4. Then Street Fighter 4, Ryu, Ken again, Chun-Li. Pretty much everybody but the Street Fighter 3 characters, I guess. Well, not everybody, excluding the Alpha characters. Ibuki would be in that.
Yeah, Ibuki's, I think, is the only one, I think.
Yeah, she would carry over from 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then Street Fighter 5, just, pick from all the 28 characters that are going to be out by then, I presume. Yeah. Waiting on that final character to be revealed now, which is, everybody knows it. Apparently, but what they changed the artwork on the website and
Oh, they did.
yeah, and SEA's this weekend, so it looks like they're probably gonna go ahead and announce them this weekend at Southeast Asia
Mm.
majors. So we should finally get that. Then they'll probably kind of lay low until Capcom Cup, and that's when I'm sure that's when the floodgates will open on Arcade Edition, and they'll probably go ahead and show Sagat and make him available
Yep.
at the end of the year, if I had to guess. Um,
Yeah, that sounds good. I think we'll just have to see how that goes
yeah,
from then.
but I mean, it's cool that they didn't just put just a regular old arcade mode in there. Like I said, it looks like they put a lot of work into it. A 6-hole pass that you can take, and they say there's like 100 endings, like possibly more than 100 endings in the game, which leads me to believe that each character is going to have at least an ending, at least one ending for each path.
Yeah.
Which I wonder if you'll get fight money for finding all of those. Because it
Yeah, that
sounds
does
like they
sound
got a lot
interesting.
more stuff to do with fight money in this update too. But I mean, that's a lot of single player offline play by yourself content right there, just opening up all the endings.
I wonder if they're going to actually have a continue screen,
Probably. I mean,
because
if
they didn't
you're
really
doing all
program
this, why
any of
not?
that stuff yet.
Well, I mean, they didn't really need a continue screen before. There was no arcade mode in it.
Right. We only had game overs from survival, and that's it.
Right. And so I'm sure that stuff's in it. If they put a break the barrels mode in it, I'm pretty sure they put a continue screen in it. But
Mm.
it is current day Capcom. So
I hope
let's
it's
not get
not
too excited,
bland.
I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean that kind of got me excited. That's something cool because when I'm in here in my office, and sometimes I'll take a break. I might turn around and play a little arcade mode and see if I can get
Mm.
Alex's endings and his Street Fighter One ending or something like that. But I mean, that's a lot of endings, if that's true. I hope it is,
Yeah.
and
That is a lot of endings.
that shows they put a lot of effort into this. So that's cool.
Hmm.
Um, so that's the arcade mode, and then they're finally putting in the extra battle,
Yep.
which I don't think anybody's really said what it is yet, but I know some folks have been saying it's probably going to be like 2-on-1 mode,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I'm hoping it's all kinds of different crazy stuff. It's not just a 2-on-1 mode. It's also play as Julie and
2-on-2, maybe.
Junie. Play against all the dolls. Play against the extra characters in like a gauntlet mode or something like that. I'm hoping extra
Yeah, like a
battle is
2-on-2 thing, maybe.
like a lot
That'd
of
be
different
cool.
things. It probably won't be, but I'm hoping it will be.
Yeah, they may pull off a cross second, maybe.
Possibly do like a
Yeah.
team mode. Crazy stuff that you can't do online, but it's something else. Fun, crazy
Just do it for fun.
couch
Yeah.
with friends mode, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, that would be cool. But
Yeah.
like I said,
Having
well,
nightmares
huh?
of Sagat and Geef doing Lariat and then Targasat just behind it.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff like that. Just put it just that's what I'm hoping extra battle mode turns into. Just a balls out crazy mode that
Hmm.
just broke and fun.
Yeah, and if they bring back Sagat, hey, it's coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully.
All right. So that's like all the new seemingly single player content. Everything else pretty much still looks the same. The battle lounges, ranked matches, all that stuff from there. I see story is just like one thing. So I guess you go into story, and then it's probably going to be exactly the same. You still have the big cinematic story or the different character stories. I wonder if they're going to continue those with the new characters. I guess they will. And I wonder if there's going to be a new cinematic story mode. I'm kind of hoping so because I actually kind of enjoyed the other one. Plus, there's a
Mm.
whole new story that they're kind of building with the DLC characters from this year.
Yeah.
Everybody but Abigail kind of was like what happened after Street Fighter Five. the cinematic story for Street Fighter V in season 1. So I'm wondering if they're
Yeah.
going to do a new cinematic story that picks up after that.
Yeah, they're probably going to pick up what happened at the end. With the whole Colleen changing to her form now.
Her form?
Yeah, how she became Colleen. No,
Oh,
no, how,
yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah.
wait, man, I
Um,
forgot how that went.
where she changed
It,
into Colleen. She was crap. Nah, I forgot. It was on the tip of my tongue. Crap, I can't remember.
let's see.
Heather? No.
Helen.
Helen. That's
That's what it
it.
was.
Heather.
Hey, the H was just what was
Yeah.
needed, but yeah, it
Yep.
was
Yep.
Helen.
It was Helen, and then she turned into Colleen. Now, if the leaked character list for season 3 is correct, I'm kind of disappointed that Gil wouldn't be in there. Now, Lord knows they could change it all at any point.
Oh,
So
we're talking about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, or
no, Street Fighter, Street
oh,
Fighter
okay.
5, because this will be the start of season 3, I presume, and I'm going off of that old leak where they showed oh well, real quick, the MVCI thing. Yeah, it was kind of like everybody was like, oh yeah, Gil's in it, man. Gil is there. It's Gil. It's going to be Gil. No Gil. So here are the 6 characters, and not a one of them is Gil.
Yeah, because that'd be crazy, right? You had Soulstone, and then you had a revival at the same time. So it's
Yeah,
like you could revive twice or more.
yeah. I'm hoping he's a character here. Now I'm wondering because Urian's Halloween costume for season 2 is Gil.
Yeah, that kind of
So,
I
so
think
it's like,
that
so
kind
what's
of
so
rules
what's
it
so
out,
what's going to
maybe.
happen? That's what I was wondering. Is like, does that rule Gil out, or would it just be kind of a funny thing when you're playing as Gil against Urian dressed up as Gil? It would be interesting.
I think,
Or they just make Gil
yeah,
look completely different.
yeah, I think that kind of rules it out.
I hope not.
Because yeah, I mean, because yeah, Gil may end up looking really different, but then it's like, how different would he be from Street Fighter 3?
Yeah. What if
Like,
he's
because
like a NPC boss?
I mean, I could see that more often as like a boss that's like non-playable, but
Hmm.
it's like, man, I don't really know because like, what would be different from him as a boss compared to like 3? Because what they're going to do is he going to be fighting in a robe similar to his intro in Second Impact?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking exactly that
Or
actually. He just always fights in the robe.
yeah,
That would
probably
be kind of cool.
maybe plays differently from 3 doing like in that robe mode because
Oh,
I wonder how
that could happen because they could just make him the end boss for the he'd always be the end boss for the Street Fighter 3 line.
yeah, well, like I guess maybe like he probably like because he has a different play style from that probably yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know what it'll do though. Like
Pyrokinesis and cryokinesis and crazy, ridiculous, dumb light super that hits you no matter where you are from all the way across the screen, takes away 2/3 of your life,
yeah.
and then of course,
Safe elbows. Oh, I just
yeah,
remember him sounding
yeah.
die every time.
So, oh, you thought you won? Nah, I got all my life back.
Yeah,
You know,
resurrection.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
that
cool.
damn move.
But I'm still hoping he's kind of in the game because I kind of want him in there.
Yeah.
But going off of all the other stuff that they're talking about putting in the game, it looks like they're going to add a lot more stuff to do with your fight money. I wonder if they're going to change up the weekly challenges any, because we've been doing the same challenges over and over again now for over a year,
Yep.
and I got to tell you they're getting old. But
Oh,
I'm
yeah, some of
hoping.
them are repeating, right?
Oh,
Because
some of them, all of them.
yeah,
Repeat after repeat after repeat. And if you have the CPT thing like I do on my on the Fight Club account, that's added some pretty cool stuff, and you can get some pretty good fight money with it too. Um,
Already had to play like a lot of ranked matches on it.
Yeah, like pretty much the last 2 months has been was like 60. Was it 60 rank wins last month, and this
Jeez,
month is 80. Um,
really?
yeah, yeah.
You have to
Which
wait all that time just to get to eight. You have to play those ranked matches when it already takes so long to get a match.
it doesn't really take me that long to get a match. I've never had that big of an issue of getting a match in
Hmm.
Street Fighter Five. I'm not saying other folks don't. I know for a fact that they do, but that's never been a big issue for me. Not since the game's come out.
I think my issues has been the wait and the sinking rollback problem. But
Yeah,
but the sinking part's the big one for me. That I would just hope it changed. If if the AE fixes that, I think that'd be a really cool thing. I'll probably get back on it. I mean, I'm gonna get back on it regardless when AE comes back, like online.
yeah,
But I think once I probably go like uh, if I get really upset over seeing that they didn't fix it, then yeah, I'll probably return back to like not playing online much, but try to play more offline.
yeah. I'm hoping there's some good online fixes in there.
Yeah,
Um,
yes, because MVCI is supposed to be like an improvement of it.
yeah, I've only heard good things about MVCI's online. I have not been able to try it yet.
Yeah, because I
Um,
heard what they added a delay based algorithm on it, similar to like GDPO.
uh huh.
But GDPO, I think GDPO was manual. This one is automatic. So yeah, they just have they have a algorithm made so where if you they'll have it smart set what delay it to be if it's like kind of like a not so good connection.
Hmm.
It will still might have some rollbacks, but the delay might help it. In fact, I'm not even sure if it even has one sided rollback because of that. Because they might have fixed it, and no one tested to see if it's worked or not. I wish I could test it myself, but um, I only have one PS4, and I only got the game on PC, so I can't really test it. Actually, I could. What I could do is I can actually like tell someone who also got PC if they want to test it, but it has to be under the same room under the same room. So I don't know how I'm gonna get my brother to get it. Probably not gonna happen. But yeah, if I could, I would like to test it on that. But I mean, if it under high hopes, I would. And based on no one really sending that much information, I'm guessing that it's not really a thing. So that's a good thing. But again, there's not like I haven't really heard like proof about it. Like if it's not there or if it is there in Marvel. Um, I mean, I hope it's not,
Right.
but
Special. Yeah. So one of the things they talked about was going to happen in Extra Battle, back to Street Fighter Five. Um, said you'll fight characters and be able to unlock costumes in it.
oh yeah, like the beautiful Joe like
Yeah,
thing that was advertised.
yeah, like the one picture with Rashid. I'm presuming that's Rashid dressed up as beautiful Joe.
That's fitting. Yeah,
Yeah, with the pose and everything.
yeah. It's pretty mobile too, so it kind of
But one
fits.
yeah, one thing they said in the announcement though was there was being able to was it to use the fight money for a chance to receive an outfit each month. So that's
Huh.
something else that you can spend fight money on. I'm wondering if
Hmm.
there. I'm
Like a
assuming
loot
and
system.
hoping there's going to be more ways to attain fight money besides basically just playing online. Like I said, all this
Hmm.
new arcade mode stuff, and like again, if there's 100 endings, you get you get 1,000 fight money for every ending that you open up. That's a lot of money
Yeah.
that you can
The
rack up by just sitting on the couch and playing the game for a while.
yeah. I am
Um,
curious about that chance system though. Now that you mention it,
well,
sounds like. Sounds like a loot system in a way.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. It kind of sounds like you pay fight money to go up against a character who has the outfit, and then you got to win the match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could be it. And hopefully you're gaining fight money as you're fighting the other stuff in the extra battle too.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, you have a chance. Kind of like kind of other games do. Hey, it's like, hey, here's a chance to fight this character, and if you win, you get this outfit. It's going to cost 10K fight money, and then you have a choice. You do it or don't. And then you spend the fight money and get in there and lose. Oh boy. I can imagine how pissed off somebody would be.
You can't really rage quit out of that one.
Yep, nope. Because that fight money's already gone. It's already over at the CFN. And you're in there. You better win.
Yep.
Assuming that's how it's going to work.
I wonder if you can use an online exploit where you can have the online matchmaking thing running while you're playing.
Oh, that's a good question. They don't show that in the screenshots, but they don't show a lot in the screenshots either. So,
right. Yeah.
So
this is something we have to find out when playing and videos too. I'm really wondering if they have a new announcer too.
I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, you think they need one?
I feel it's kind of bland personally, but
really, I hadn't even really paid any mind to the announcer, to be honest. I remember a lot of folks said that about Street Fighter 4 is, I'm glad they got a new announcer, but then Capcom was like, yeah, the only reason we got the new announcer because we couldn't find the old one.
Yeah.
Once
that's a weird one. Like, where'd the old guy go?
Yeah, he just, I don't know. It's like,
weird.
crap, we can't find that guy.
One.
Oh, well, let's get a new one. So, I mean, they might. I mean, it looks like the whole thing is kind of a more of a, big fight feel with the goal, and the character select screen is kind of like a stadium in the background now, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, they might go for bigger, more
unique visuals overall.
Yeah.
Instead of it being like what we have now is like a little globe and like a blue palette right now.
Yeah.
Blue and white, which I mean it's nice, but like I guess there really isn't much going on.
No. Yeah.
And
this one seems to be all about gold and just extravagance, stuff like that.
And the character select layout looks nice too, like the way it's laid out.
Mm-hmm.
The one in Street Fighter V looks really like plain.
Yeah, it looks like
the
a fighting
character
game.
select, the character select placements. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, the rest is all right. I know, like for other portions of the game, it does feel like I don't get too much of an arcadey style like theme going around before the AE thing was released. Yeah. That's why I kind of do like the character select layout on the new one, and just the general visuals. It does look like kind of eye appealing.
Yeah, it pops a whole lot more. It's interesting to look at.
Yeah, because older Street Fighter 5 vanilla like gives me a little bit of the MVCI vibe in a way. How it's kind of like linear, like all like one flat surface style, and like how when you hit the rematch, it's kind of like pretty bland too. Like there's no box on the MVCI rematch select screen, right? It's just a little blue lighting, and then like generic font displayed,
just like rematch.
Yeah, but like I think like third strike on consoles, I remember it was like a big white generic font, but like it had a black box covering, and you were able to see the wins. And I think he had the SF4 style of if you wanted a rematch or not. I think. There was no Tums situation. I think was there
There was no what now?
in Third Strike when you hit the rematch for consoles. Like
Uh huh.
I think it was like a Street Fighter 4 style, right, where both people can hit rematch without the thumbs up.
You talking about like the old Dreamcast version or the current one?
Dreamcast.
Huh. I don't remember. I want to say each one of you had it because I don't remember fighting games that didn't have it to where each one, had a chance to select out the character, select a rematch until like Street Fighter Five. I could be wrong though. It's been a long time since I played Street Fighter Three, particularly the Dreamcast version.
I may have to pop the emulator sometime and just see if it had it or not. But yeah, it's like I I kind of feel like the new Street Fighter 5 AE is kind of like going away from that linear direction that it had, just based on the character select screen.
Right.
Now the menu still looks, I don't know. Honestly, to me, it feels the same.
It's pretty much the same, just a different color palette
Yeah,
and
I
everything.
was hoping they did more to it.
I mean, they may still yet.
Mm. I mean, it'd be nice if they made some things more animated, I guess, or like stand out more.
Yeah, but otherwise,
But,
yeah, the main screen is pretty much exactly the same.
yeah. And the big question is if they're even going to have that Player 2 rematch.
We'll see. Like I said, I'm sure everything will be revealed come Capcom Cup. That'll be the big coming
Mm.
out party for it. But they're
Yeah.
probably not going to talk too much about it before then.
Yeah. Maybe the hopes are kind of low for that because I think Marvel was like the chance to see if they would fix that or not, and they didn't.
Yeah,
So I wonder if that was like in purpose. Maybe they're doing that just because they like the idea of people doing thumbs up for commercial purposes, I guess, for
commercial
esports
purpose.
stuff.
What? I don't know about that. I think, at least as far as Street Fighter Five goes, I think that has more to do with the PS4 system and the way it works with accounts and everything more than anything else. I
Yeah,
think
but Ultra Street Fighter 4, I mean, you can do it. I
right.
mean, yeah, that's a complicated process, but
Well,
I just don't
I
see
mean,
it.
I'm not saying it's a complicated process or anything. I think the idea was, whoever system you were on, you were always going to be that. But don't forget one of the visions of the PlayStation 4 was everybody would tell would kind of carry their PlayStation accounts with them. Even when they play at somebody else's house. So I think the way the PlayStation 4 system worked, particularly with Street Fighter 5, is that the one account that was running the game, was always the first player, so he has control over everything. And you have to log into a different account. Like anytime we do an event, we always got to make a guest account that's player two and everything. In Sony's head,
Yeah,
everybody was going to log into their own PSN account so you can gain your achievements and stuff, no matter whose system you were playing on, and that
yeah.
just didn't translate well to Street Fighter. I think that's the main reason we got that system for Street Fighter Five out the bat. Why they did that for MVCI, I don't know. Maybe they just like that's just the way they used to doing it now.
It's
But
pretty lame.
but but I remember when Street Fighter Five came out and the first events that we ran. We did three of I did three Street Fighter Five events in a row that weekend, that Saturday, Sunday, and
Mhm.
Monday that the game came out, and having that conversation all three times. It's like, man, they need to put like a tournament mode in this or something where both players can control what the hell they have to do. This is
Yeah,
bullcrap.
yeah. At
So
least make like a like if they're worried about like who gets control of what, just make it like a no. That wouldn't matter because there was a quit option if only player 2 is able to move, you can just assign a quit, like just quit from there, and you'll be able to go to the menu.
Right.
Like quitting has a priority over rematch and character. Well, character select has a priority too, but
Character select has priority. Yeah.
yeah, character select and quitting has priority for no matter what player. Like
Hmm.
both players don't have to select that. One can do it
Right.
by himself.
Yep.
So I don't know.
So just
I'm
put that back in. That would be nice.
yeah.
That would be a nice little thing for us TOs and the competitive guys that can finally just do that.
Yeah.
Like we're all used to it now, but damn, man, come on, put it
Yeah.
in there.
We
Yeah,
didn't even
see.
get to talk about the new V triggers.
Yeah, I know, and I gotta go. I mean, we can talk about it real quick, but we can't really get into it. Might have to save that for next time where we can start going, because everybody's gonna put in their own predictions of what it
Yeah.
is. Because my big questions is, okay, so there are new V skills as well, probably.
There are.
I'm assuming. I mean, we could be wrong because I mean, looking at the screenshots that they showed and everything, some of them, I'm not convinced are new V skills. Some of them I'm convinced are just new moves.
Well, I was
Um,
under the impression they were just doing the new V triggers.
yeah, I don't think so. I don't think all of them are.
Really? Because like even like well for like birdies and receives, I thought there were V trigger stuff, right?
Rashid
It looks like an
possibly.
install V trigger for him.
Yeah, because if you look at the screenshot, he actually is in V trigger.
Yeah,
Birdie, I think
it's like Ken's V trigger.
Birdie, I
Yeah.
think they're showing a new move because there's another screenshot if you saw it that he's also like it looks like the beginning of this move, but
Oh yeah.
he has his bar. He has like 3 bars. It's not like he's not in trigger at all. He's got like 3 full bars and he's still doing a long reach and chain move. I think that's just a new move,
Really? Hmm.
personally. I could be wrong, but if you look at the other screenshot, it's not in Event Hubs. It was somewhere. There's a different screenshot of him doing what looks like the beginning of that move, and he's not. He's got full V gauge.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because
Um.
yeah, that one I didn't see, and the same thing went for Bison's Psycho Crusher. I didn't see that one either in the what was advertised like on news sources.
Yeah.
But I just happened to find that one like on Twitter.
Yeah. If you go,
And
yeah.
I didn't see that.
If you see that screenshot, yeah. So I presume that Cycle Crusher is that just a one-time move thing. You pop it and he does it. Because if I'm not mistaken, that screenshot had the character crumpling, right?
I think it's like Karen's V trigger. How it is now. I think you do it and then you press it again.
Oh,
Well,
and
you press V trigger and you get the special move. I think.
yeah, and you might get the special move because one of the pictures here at Event Hubs
Hmm.
is him like that. That could possibly be after the cycle crusher. There, it looks like Cammy's recovering from it, and he does like a little pose. I don't know if she's crumpling or if that's just a recovery animation, but she's still very much on fire, so you may or may not be able to do something after it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Chun Li. I mean, that's no question what that is. It's just a straight Kiko show.
Hmm.
Don't know if that's like her super gauge is full there, so it's obviously not a super while she's in V trigger. So maybe she just gets to use Kiko as a combo ender while she's in V trigger. Instead of getting the extra hits on her normals, now she can just combo and end the combo in that.
Yeah, I'm not so certain because it seems like they're trying to make a balance of 2 bar and 3 bar V triggers. I think
Yeah.
because I think from what I saw is like Birdie has new one is a 2 bar, right, and Bison's 2 bar. Um, Receives is now a 3 bar.
Yeah.
So I think they're doing like a balance. So if you want like the well-rounded use of the V gauge,
Hmm.
you can use the 2-bar V trigger. But if you want the hard comeback style V trigger, then that's the consequence you'll go with.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I would be interested to see how it goes because I think 2-bar V triggers are better overall because of how well conserved you can be with the V gauge system and V reversals. So,
Yeah.
so
The most interesting picture to me though is Rainbow Mika
oh yeah, yeah,
and her partner coming out and hitting Ken with a chair.
yep. He got the chair. He got the chair.
The skill, the trigger, but again in the picture her trigger bar is full, so it's not a V trigger. Could be a V skill. Could just be a new move.
Yeah. Or could be something we weren't thinking of. Maybe it was training mode the whole time or something, and that has infinite V trigger gauge. I don't
That's
know.
possible, but even when you're in training mode, even when you pop it, it still goes out before it refills. You don't just have infinite gauge. They
Well, I
could have
mean,
changed it for this game.
they could set it to infinite.
Yeah.
Like if you're like Vegas V trigger, for example, if it's like Vegas V trigger, where it's like a one time and then it refills, they
Hmm.
could set that to infinite, so it'd go right to being maxed out. Like
Yeah,
not
but the
or
gauge would still be would change. You wouldn't see the three gauges anymore. You would see the solid bar if they were in V trigger though. It's kind of my thing.
yeah, that's if it was set to refill. I think
No,
when it's
even if it was
infinite,
set to infinite.
I think if it's set to infinite, it just automatically. Wait, does it have an infinite gauge?
I don't recall it having infinite, but in
Hmm.
training mode in Street Fighter Five as it is now, the gauge itself would still change no matter what setting you had it on.
Yeah, because if it's refilled, then yeah, I can see again that that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. But it probably
So
is a
yeah,
UV skill, maybe.
like I said, next time next time we'll get our list of what we think what we think some of this stuff is and what we want to see in all the new V skills and triggers and even new moves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, but now like it's getting a little late. No, you have
yeah,
to do some things.
yeah, and I got some work to do before I go to bed. So uh,
Hmm.
so let's see. We got oh Lord, we got two questions, I guess, from Petrol King. Why Ace keep ducking me in Street Fighter Five? You want to answer that?
Um, if it's offline, I'll play. If it's online, no. For Street Fighter Five specifically, if it's Tekken, it's anywhere it goes. I could play online or offline. If
Okay.
it's Street Fighter Four, I can do online or offline. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Street Fighter Five is the only exception. I have I'm pretty stubborn and butthurt about the Street Fighter Five online. So
So okay,
I,
there you go. Question answered. Let's see. Also from Petrol King, are you guys gonna hop on PUBG, especially you Ace, play something other than fighters and Persona 5? You weeaboo. More of a comment than a question, but I guess it was kind of a question in there too. So I
now that
don't,
you mentioned Persona Five, I should get back on it. I haven't played that in like months, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I don't know. Since I beat it, I just stopped playing.
oh, you
But
finished it?
I
Yeah.
should get back.
Yeah, I just
It
think
was a fun game.
sometimes about RPGs like that. It's like, oh, it's so fun. And sometimes you don't want to beat it because you know once you do, you'll never go back to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens to me every time.
Yep. Yep. Um, yeah, like I said, I just finished Metroid last night, so that should uh that should give me time to start getting into other stuff. And I really want to get into Gundam and MVCI. So hopefully this weekend, hopefully by next month, I'll have way more to say about MVCI. Hopefully we'll be able to jump into that.
Yeah.
But as of now, we're gonna call this one quits. Yeah, my goal was to be under 2 hours, and here we are already 2 hours and 40 minutes in. So about right.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll do this again next month. And now that we're able to get folks to call in to the show, we'll see about getting anybody else that might be interested in coming on. Get
Yeah.
them to join in the conversation.
Yeah. Try to make it more lively at the very least.
Yeah, because the only reason I'm doing it is because, well, it was kind of our idea. But if I can just do a show where I can just run the stream and have four other guys talk, go for it.
Yep.
I'll be like,
That'd be nice.
you guys talk. I'll be back. Take my headset off and go eat and watch TV and come back in about 3 hours and see if you're still going. It's like, okay, they must be done now. No, they're still going. Okay, cool. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see how that works out. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be shooting for next month sometime. I'm guessing either the 10th or the 17th. There's gonna be so much going on next month, though.
Thanksgiving coming up
Yeah,
by then. So
yeah. Hopefully, my stuff will slow down. The quarterly stuff will be over this month. So usually November is my month before the storm, before end of the year stuff and tax stuff starts really coming up. So usually November is my month where I can actually relax for a minute, at least from my side job anyway.
yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, I guess quick before we go is like nothing like happened around your area for the storm, right?
Oh, the hurricane? Nah, it's nothing major at all. Down the street from me, like a mile up the street, apparently the power was out for a couple of days, but I never had the lights never blinked here. I had some limbs on my roof and some twigs and stuff out in the yard, but otherwise it was pretty much what I was expecting. It was a pretty bad rainstorm. I've been through a couple of hurricanes in this house and nothing really too bad. It definitely could have been worse. So we're definitely blessed it wasn't any worse. How about you?
Yeah.
You do
The
okay
same
over
thing.
there?
It like I don't know. Over here, like my area was kind of like a joke, I guess.
Really?
I mean, it was kind of like windy and all. Like, yeah, it was the same thing for you. It was like twigs and all. Like, probably around the area, probably like messy yard. That's about it.
Yeah, I was
But
definitely concerned about you being so close to the water over there.
yeah, it wasn't that bad really. I mean, other than the power outage, that was the only bad thing. But like, what else? Biloxi got hit hard for some. Well, I mean,
Oh
that's no
yeah,
surprise. But
yeah.
they have floods there. Alabama, I thought like where we went to the convention center, that I thought that area was flooded too.
Oh yeah, it flooded down here. Yeah, yeah. But I'm way across town from that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm up in the hilly area, so out in West Mobile. So it's not, we don't get any real flooding out here at all. But yeah, I heard the water was really high out there on about there by the convention center on Water Street. Imagine that. There was a truck that got stalled out in it. He tried to drive through the water, and water got all in his engine. He was stuck there for hours waiting on the water to recede. He's not from here, so he didn't know not to drive out there in the Bay area during a hurricane.
Isn't there like a curfew for that? Like,
yeah, there was, but somehow he made his way out there. He was trying to get back on the interstate, and he was, I guess he was going down Government and hit Water Street and got caught in the water. Yeah,
well,
I think he actually said he saw other cars going, and they made it through the water. So he knew the water was high there, but he saw other cars making it over the standing water, getting on the interstate. So he thought he could too, and he didn't make it.
well, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So, but I mean, otherwise, we definitely had it worse. And I'm not going to try to tempt fate and say, "Oh yeah, that hurricane sucked." It was bad enough, but made it through all right, and glad to hear you made it through all right. But I know Biloxi got it pretty bad over there at the casinos and everything.
yeah, But,
Yeah. So
well, yeah, I'll let you go ahead and probably wrap it up
yeah,
because I know you got to get to work and stuff. But
yeah,
yeah, hopefully everybody's safe from that either way.
yeah. It seems so. I didn't. I checked on Facebook. One of the few times I go on Facebook, I checked just see if anybody had any bad thing to say, and everybody seemed to be okay. So I was like, cool. And then I was off Facebook because I hate Facebook anyway.
Yeah,
Uh, so yeah, we'll see if we can do this again next month. See if we can get some more special guests on or anything like that,
yeah.
and talk about
Maybe host your own Marvel Gyms tournament.
possibly yeah. Yeah, maybe have a talk about why there hasn't been an event here in Mobile for a while. Might have to have a long discussion about why Mobile sucks, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Um,
Yep.
but until then, uh, MFC Stucky and Ace Combat signing off. We will see you guys next month.
All right.
See you then. Later.
Later. See you.